brought to you by JustCallMo.com. Injured on the go? JustCallMo.com.
If you've been injured in a car accident, call Pound Law from your cell phone. Morgan & Morgan.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Because you deserve better. Contact them at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Someone's going to get offended. It's just the way the world works. So to hopefully save everyone a little time and or energy, here's this. The opinions that you hear are those of the host and callers, and not those of iHeartMedia, its management, or advertisers. You are now listening to The Jim Colbert Show on Real Radio 104.1.
That's right. Here we go on a Friday edition of the Jim Colbert Show. Thanks so much for tuning in. We do appreciate it, and we have a whole bunch to get to today. We'll get you caught up on what's happening out in the world. 3:20 is Deb's Woke News. 3:45 Embers Only with our friends from Corona Cigar Company. Got a cool package to tell you about today. 4 o'clock, we'll talk to Sean Sloan. He is running Folds of Honor, and we're doing that with Winn-Dixie again this year. We did it last year and killed it for him. We'll talk to Sean again at 4 o'clock. Primetime Kitchen with Fayez Cara at 4:20. Find out what's good to eat and drink out there in Orlando. Trivia in the 5 o'clock hour, along with Rich Tips with our friend Candace Rich. She'll be in studio with us. 6 o'clock, it's Ross Thoughts, and of course, Last Call. We'll take your calls, talkbacks, and text all day long. Welcome to the program. I am Jim. To my left, my lovely and very dangerous co-host, Ms. Deb Roberts.
Hello there.
Straight ahead producer Jack Bradshaw.
Good afternoon.
Comedy alien Ross Padgett.
Drink more water.
All right, 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. You can always find us online, Instagram and Facebook at The Jim Colbert Show, Twitter at Jim Colbert Show, and of course all day, every day at JimColbertLive.com. I like that music under that all the way through, please.
Yeah, we ran out of music.
Ran out of music.
Yeah.
You
used too many words.
No. We need to make that longer, please. How's everybody doing today, by the way?
So far, so good.
So far, so good.
Lovely. It's little odd, little stressful.
We do have our first tropical depression of the year.
Actually, no, our first storm.
Is it a tropical storm now?
Yeah, that's what got her name, and we'll be talking all about that today.
Yeah, so we have some weather out there happening, and of course, let's see, today we do have a bunch of stuff happening. I'm really looking forward to talking to Sean Sloan. I don't know if you guys know anything about the Folds of Honor program, but it's actually really cool. Provides scholarships for the wives or children, or spouses, I should say, or children of fallen soldiers. And the story behind it is great. Winn-Dixie did a program, and they do it, I believe, every year, where they donate a portion of the proceeds when you shop there to the program, and it raises a whole bunch of money for those guys. And we're really, really excited to talk to Sean again. Not only is he a great guy, but this is a wonderful, wonderful program.
And it's great to tell people about it because everybody has to go grocery shopping. And it's good to know that, the money you're going to be spending anyway is actually going to end up helping families of our most deserving community partners, our veterans.
Absolutely.
Especially our fallen soldiers.
And I'll tell you something else. Winn-Dixie does not get enough credit for their deli. And I know that Publix gets a lot of credit for their deli, and they should. Their deli sandwiches are just fine. Their subs are good. Everybody knows the legend of the pub sub.
I feel like the tide is turning, though, a little bit on the pub sub.
Really? But I will tell you. So everybody knows about Boar's Head, right? Boar's Head. You see their trucks everywhere, Boar's Head. And again, Boar's Head fine products.
Boring.
But I'm telling you, you do not sleep on that Dietz and Watson. That's their premium brand over there, and it is the real deal, dude. Those are good-ass sandwiches, and they have great bread as well.
So can we also, in addition to finding out about Folds of Honor this year and their partnership with Winn-Dixie, since Sean is the regional VP for Winn-Dixie, can we pepper him with other Winn-Dixie questions?
Oh, we can ask him whatever you want. By the way, that one right around the corner here on 1792 also has that wing and hot bar. I don't know if you know that. They have it's like a buffet there, but you get wings by the pound. And, bro, let me tell you, they're damn good. They have like a ranch where they sprinkle the wing with like the dry ranch dressing.
Yeah.
And that sounds crazy, but they are freaking awesome.
That sounds amazing, actually.
It is awesome. Yeah. They're really good. Big old fat wings.
So what we should ask for is how long they keep employment records.
Why is that?
Find out if they can get a hold of your employment record from when, because you worked at a Winn-Dixie, right?
Yeah, I worked at Winn-Dixie in P-Town for a while, Palatka. That was a wonderful experience.
Was it?
It was. Actually, it was my first job. It was my first on the record. I got a corporate paycheck job. I'd worked under the under the table for a T-shirt printer in town for a while. They did the very famous "Kiss My Bass" T-shirt.
Nice. Really?
Legendary.
That was you?
Legendary.
You were part of the Kiss My.
I was part of the Kiss My Bass movement. Not many people know that about me. I don't put it on my portfolio anymore.
Well, you should. That you were on the ground floor of Kiss My Bass.
This guy had I think it was 2 presses, and it's just these things where you used to screen print. So you basically stretch. My job was to stretch the shirt over the blank, right? So they have a cardboard cutout of a shirt. You stretch the shirt over so it lays flat. He put it in the press, and he just pulls the ink across it, and it printed on the shirt, and then afterwards, my job was to pull the shirts out of the blanks and then hang them up with a hanger so they could dry, and then not steal any. And then he was selling those things locally. He could not keep them in stock, and it was just a simple "Kiss My Bass, Palaca, Florida, bass capital of the world" type thing, right? That was it. And just could not keep them in stock. Everybody had one. It's like Ron John T-shirts in Orlando and in Palaca for a while.
I think we all need to get one.
No, God, I don't even know if they make them anymore. I'm sure Walmart.
Oh, they still make them. It's timeless. Kiss My Bass is forever.
I don't know if it's forever, but it's still a good time. Yeah, but that was, and then I sold watermelons for Winn-Dixie.
The latest thing, if you ever make the mistake of clicking on an advertisement on Facebook,
don't do that.
Whatever that is, whatever product, you're going to see that for the rest of your life.
You will see it for the rest of your life.
I clicked on a T-shirt advertisement one time, and so my feed is always populated with T-shirts. And the latest one are these retro ones of businesses that are no longer around.
Yeah,
which is
I get
cool.
that all the time.
Like Peaches?
Peaches, I saw that,
yeah.
And they had, for me, 2 guys, and it was like a convenience store, not convenience, department store up in Jersey from when I was a kid. This is 40, 50 years ago. This was a store, and I'm like, I can't spend $25.
Oh, you got to do it. Are you kidding?
You don't know.
We used to have a store.
You know why? Because they're going to get you with the shipping and handling.
Jack's worried about the shipping
I'm
and
so
handling.
used to Amazon Prime. I want it in 2 days with free shipping.
Right.
And now when you have to pay for it and wait a week, what's up with that?
What would be cool is get an old Woolworth shirt, like those old Fireman Dines or McCrory's. Remember McCrory's? Do you remember Neisner's?
No.
Dude, Neisner's was like a department store for a while that was up in P-Town. Everybody knows Pick and Save, though, right?
I've heard of it.
Pick and Save.
I think I've heard of it, yeah.
We had a Pick and Save for a minute.
We had a Piggly Wiggly.
Oh, yeah, everybody had Piggly.
Century. Century food stores, Cubs food.
I don't remember any of those.
It's not a store.
Go Cubs.
But we were talking, just like things that have gone in and out of society. You know what I really want? I want the big mouth Billy Bass.
The Big Mouth Billy Bass.
The one that sings.
The one that made one dude super, super gross rich.
It's just a classic banger of a wall piece.
Yes.
And it was hanging on the wall in these offices until the renovation when I think it got tossed out.
Oh, not Billy!
The first time I encountered one of those things, it scared the absolute piss out of me. They had it hanging up in the in the Monsters green room or something. Someone sent us one because we were talking about it right after it came about. And I didn't. It was like motion activated, right? That's what
exactly.
It is.
Yeah,
and
you walked by.
And I walked by that thing, and it started singing. I swear, I almost ripped it in my boot. I mean, it was horrible. I was like, my God, who put that heart attack machine on the wall? Who puts a stupid talking fish on the wall?
Everybody.
Everybody did. They love the damn thing. All right, 407-916-1041. Oh, the one thing I did forget.
And you forgot it again.
Primetime Kitchen?
No, Theater Friday.
Wait, this is the fish.
Oh.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Yeah.
Just terrible.
That's forever.
It's Billy Bass, right? Is
That's
what it was?
Billy Bass. Take me to the river.
That guy must have sold 1 billion of those
I'm
things.
sure he did.
I think honestly, to get into Alabama, you had to show one of those.
That's your proof of ID.
Yeah, that was your
proof of
ID.
ID.
You just held it out the window as you drove by the state trooper on the way in Alabama.
And
I think you had to leave it there when you left.
one of my biggest fears about doing radio every day is are people aware of what we're talking about? And right now, I have no doubt in my mind.
Yeah, no, everybody knows.
They know about the big mouth Billy Bass.
Oh, yeah, they know about Billy Bass. Wasn't there another one as well? I think they tried another one. Was like a turkey or another animal that that talked or did something.
Oh.
I mean, look, when you have success with Billy Bass, you can't just leave it at Billy Bass. You got to have some talking possum or something.
I had a friend who had one, and the batteries would go low. Did you ever see that?
Oh,
Were
my
you
God.
lucky enough to see a dying Billy Bass?
Sounds like it's all pilled out.
Take me to the river.
This is Vicodin Billy.
Yeah.
Oxy Billy. So
yeah, theater. Okay,
so theater Friday. So,
I'm happy you brought this up.
Okay, so hold on. Because yesterday, for people who did not hear the end of the show yesterday, we occasionally will get letters and correspondence from people who are incarcerated.
What?
And there's a particular gentleman that loves to write all of us. I think he's actually written me personally. He's written the show. He's written Ross. Deb, have you ever gotten a personal correspondence from him?
I haven't gotten a personal letter, but his friend Leroy did write and said that I sound like I'm a hottie, and I wanted to shout out to Leroy. I appreciate that.
She is
Thank
Leroy.
you.
Yeah. And they're very well written. Well, this gentleman, of course, he's incarcerated for a little bit, and
Won't tell us why.
he told us he got tired of watching the paint bubble. Right. So he took it upon himself to write a Theater Thursday. He's a gigantic fan of Ross's writing and comedy, and then when we do the bits, which is one of our favorite things to do on the show,
right?
That he was going to help Ross out and write one of these things.
And I was like, hell yeah, we're going to do this.
So Ross rips through it yesterday, and he goes, we're going to rip this thing today, and he was going to rewrite it. And we're going to do it today.
Yeah.
Where are we, bub?
Okay, so I'll tell you where we are. I don't know if we should do this.
Now, why not, bub?
All right, so first of all, the writer, the person, the doer,
Yeah.
he is not bad at writing. First
Okay,
and foremost, let's just get that out of the way. There's some funny jokes in this.
Right, good grammar and really good pensmanship.
Yeah.
Or is it penmanship?
Penmanship.
There you go.
A couple of twos that
Shut up,
needed
Jack. You
another
didn't
O.
I do know.
You didn't know. Go ahead.
You know it sounds right.
I'm listening.
With that said, though, I'm going through the script and I'm like trying to tighten things up and I'm trying to take the best parts and stuff. And then I got to a part in the script early on where a guy dies. And
What the problem is?
Wait. Every Theater Thursday has someone who dies.
I was going to say, we've got the gaping neck wound.
Yeah, I mean, that's the classic. That is the classic Theater Thursday death.
Yeah.
It is.
It's the death wheeze.
Are you afraid because it might be a true story?
exactly. Like there's a character in this script that died from 25 shanks.
Shank wounds.
Shank wounds.
And that wasn't the joke he fell on the shank 25 times?
Yeah, that he fell on the shank 25 times.
That's a prison joke, by the way, for stabbing somebody to death. I just want to get everybody, in case you're not picking up on that. Billy Bass is not going to tell you that.
And then I got to the point of like, all right, well, maybe this person's real. Maybe this actually happened. I don't know.
Right.
So I started feeling pretty uncomfortable of just, going off of what I think what I'm going to do is that I'm going to change the story completely, but I'm going to use the same characters.
All right, so we won't do it today. We'll do it next Thursday. And by the way, I would usually be absolutely racking you right now for skipping out on this, but I kind of agree because here's the thing, not ragging on anybody. The sensibilities of people who are incarcerated and are going to be there a while, and from what we understand, this gentleman's going to be there a really long time, maybe all the time.
Yeah. And that's another part of the debate of like, should we do this?
Like your your sensibility of humor is different because your reality is considerably different. So we make fun of each other. Oh, I got a flat tire on I-4. This guy's, guy got shanks. I watch a guy get drowned in a toilet. It's
we do knock jokes. They do glock jokes.
Yeah, right, exactly.
It's a different thing.
Yeah. So we just want to be maybe just respectful to anybody who may be involved. So Ross is gonna rip through that thing with a fine tooth pin.
No one's gonna die in this one. Or maybe a death wheeze.
Right, a death wheeze is fine, but we have to make sure that death wheeze that happened there wasn't an actual death wheeze with a gaping, sucking wound from the liver.
Yeah, it was definitely wild. You guys got to read this, though, man. It is
long.
a journey.
It's like 7 or 8 pages front and back, right?
8 pages of handwritten
Whoa.
dialogue on loose leaf paper.
You're going to have to type that.
Yeah, I started. And I got
really?
to like page 3 or 4, and then we got to the death, and I was like, I got to hold on
Here,
here.
do a little research for this. Find out, did this guy die?
But one thing that was pretty interesting in this script is how much prison vernacular there is.
Right.
Like, I found out what a fish was.
What is a fish?
It's a brand new inmate.
You knew that from Shawshank Redemption when he arrived at the prison and they're all
Fresh
lining
fish.
the gate going,
That's right.
Fish,
Yeah, that's right.
Fish.
Yeah, fish is a big prison term.
Wow.
Yeah,
What else did you learn in there?
I learned that new people don't do well.
Oh, really?
That fish don't do well in prison.
Really?
Yeah.
They don't acclimate well.
They do not.
Like an actual fish into.
Yeah, there's some
'Cause they're out of
details in
water.
here that I feel like, I wonder if like some detective would have been like, yep.
Well, the funny thing, but the unique thing about that is, you don't have anybody really to talk to. And like when you get a pen pal who's in, I was telling a story about somebody I knew that was incarcerated and will be incarcerated for the remainder of their life. And they wrote as well. And the contents of that letter were shocking, beyond shocking. And again, the sensibilities are considerably different. And when they explain extremely violent actions to them, that's a daily occurrence. And for us, that would be a game changer. Like it would take you a while to shake seeing something like that. As a normal, regular, everyday going to work guy, you see something like they describe in prison that they see like daily, and you can obviously see how you can become incredibly desensitized to, pretty violent acts.
While us normies, like Jack and I, we get shook over roadkill.
Yeah,
Normie.
Yeah, I don't do that, but
I saw roadkill today, and it ruined.
All right, 407-916-1041. Dad, what's coming up for news?
President Biden will speak to the nation about the debt ceiling bill this evening. Tropical storm Arlene forms as it moves south, and an airline is going to weigh passengers before boarding the airplane.
That's going to go over well.
We'll tell you which airline and more coming up next during Woke News.
You got it, 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Back with Deb's News and more of The Jim Colbert Show.
Got an iPhone? Sweet. Just tell Siri to play Real Radio 104.1.
Looking at a slow ride right now on I-4 as you travel westbound on the interstate between the Beach Line and 535 and between the Greenway and Osceola Polk Line Road. Looking at a crash that blocks the northbound left lane on 436 at Howell Branch Road. If you happen to see any other traffic problems in the Orlando area this afternoon, just make sure to call the Safe Touch Security Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by Indeed.com. Second half of the year looking busier than the first? Hire with Indeed. Their powerful platform makes it easy to attract, interview, and hire candidates in one place. Sponsor a job and immediately get a short list of quality candidates. Visit Indeed.com/credit.
And it's a fact when it comes to your health, early detection saves lives, no question about it. Also a fact, 1 out of 3 people in this country will die from heart disease. And in 30 to 40% of those attacks, this blew me away, by the way, the first symptom is sudden death. That's right. Now the good news, you don't have to be a stat anymore. You can take advantage of the free heart scan I just did with my friends at Life Imaging FLA. That is a $699 value, by the way. And I'm getting that full body scan. Got it. Can't wait. My results are coming in any moment, and I can find out exactly what's going on. That gives me a better plan for my long-term health care, something I certainly wanted to do after losing my mom to kidney disease and my uncle, who never smoked a cigarette in his life, to lung cancer. Had they caught those early, it would have made a great difference in their lifespan, and it can for you as well. I didn't even think twice about this. Call Life Imaging FLA for your free heart scan right now with a few minimum requirements. And while you're there, ask about their cancer screening as well. Just pick up your cell phone, dial pound 250, say the keyword free heart scan. That's pound 250. Just say the keyword free heart scan and you'll be connected in seconds. Do not wait one more minute to make that very important appointment today. You'll have the option to receive a one-time auto dial text message from iHeartMedia.
This hour is sponsored by Barks in the City, June 3rd at Apopka Amphitheater.
Join Promenade at Sunset Walk and the Osceola County Sheriff's Office Teen Driver Challenge Car and Truck Show, June 10th from 3 to 8 p.m., benefiting the Teen Driver Education Program. Live music by DJ K1X and the Society Band. Over 30 restaurants and shops, demonstrations, simulators, police copter, and more. Car show entry $30. All proceeds benefit the Teen Driver Education Program. Free admission and parking for spectators. Show car tickets and all info at sunsetwalk.com. That's sunsetwalk.com.
Hardworking Americans like you and me are sick and tired of this brutal stock market. Take ownership of your financial future. Visit Phoenix American Hospitality at PAHinvest.com. Their team of experts buys world-renowned hotel brands like Marriott, Hilton, and Hyatt and maximizes profitability for an investable REIT that's open to everyone. Visit Phoenix American Hospitality at PAHinvest.com to see their incredible track record of double-digit returns in the most volatile of times. Past performance is no guarantee of future results.
Visit healthfinder.fl.gov to get the information you need to make better healthcare decisions. At this one-stop shop, you can compare drug prices at pharmacies, check your hospital's patient safety record, or find the average cost of outpatient procedures. With up-to-date information at your fingertips, you'll be able to trust your healthcare choices and save money with healthfinder.fl.gov. At the click of a button, you can make safe, affordable healthcare choices and enjoy a better healthcare experience with healthfinder.fl.gov.
I love mornings, which is a good thing since the Today Show starts early.
We're here to give you the best start. You get the news, learn something new, and even get a little boost.
We begin our day so you can take on yours.
Watch Today, weekday mornings on NBC.
If there's anything better than getting a few of your favorite things from McDonald's, it's getting a few of your favorite things from McDonald's for less in the McDonald's app. Delicious. Order in the McDonald's app today. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Use mobile order and pay on the McD app and get 30% off any purchase of $5 or more, like a steak, egg, and cheese bagel meal. At participating McDonald's, valid once a day through 12/31/23, excludes tax, must opt into rewards.
The McCafe Oreo Frappe has altered my brain chemistry. It's got tasty mocha, a hint of coffee, and Oreo cookie pieces. All of this deliciousness is blended with ice, then covered in whipped topping and even more Oreo cookie pieces. Whoa, that's cold. Brain Frappe! Hurry, the McCafe Oreo Frappe is back for a limited time. Use the McDonald's app and get 20% off your order of $1 or more. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Offer valid 5/1/23 through 12/31/23 at participating McDonald's. Valid one time per day until supplies last. Oreo is a trademark of Mondelez International Group used under license.
Interest rates may be going up everywhere else, but at International Diamond Center, we've got the relief you need. We've slashed interest rates down to 0 for 5 whole years, so you can get that $6,000 designer ring and pay just $100 a month. A $3,000 pair of diamond earrings, just $50 a month. Bands, bracelets, designer jewelry, even GIA certified diamonds. Buy now and spread your payments over 5 years without a dime in interest. It's the easiest and smartest way to buy. Now for a limited time at IDC.
Get the lowest interest rate on the planet right now at International Diamond Center. 0% for 5 whole years. That's right. Instead of 7%, 12%, or 22%, IDC has rolled back to 0% interest financing. How about a $12,000 GIA certified diamond for just $200 a month? Yep, all hand-picked diamonds are included in this incredible offer, so you can go big. All fine designer jewelry, all colored gemstones. 5 years, 0 interest financing. Now through July 2nd, only at International Diamond Center.
4 Orlando locations. Unapproved credit.
I can't wait for what's next. Even with higher stroke risk due to atrial fibrillation, an irregular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. Eliquis, apixaban tablets, reduces stroke risk. It's the #1 cardiologist prescribed blood thinner.
Don't stop taking prescription Eliquis without talking to your doctor, as this may increase your risk of stroke. Eliquis can cause serious and in rare cases fatal bleeding. Don't take Eliquis if you have an artificial heart valve, abnormal bleeding, or have antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or take longer for bleeding to stop. A spinal injection while on Eliquis increases risk of blood clots, which may cause paralysis, the inability to move. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding or unusual bruising, or if you have tingling, numbness, or muscle weakness. It may increase your bleeding risk if you take medicines such as aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners. Tell your doctor about all planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
Hi, I'm Pastor Jeff Shreve, and I invite you to follow me as we pursue wisdom and peace through Pray.com's new podcast, Weekly Wisdom. Every week, we will embark on a journey through the Bible to discover encouraging truths and wisdom to last a lifetime. The Bible says wisdom is like a teacher standing at the gate, calling for us to hear her words before it's too late. Will you answer that call? Listen to Weekly Wisdom with Pastor Jeff Shreve on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Injured? Hire America's largest injury firm, Morgan & Morgan, for the people.
We now return to the Jim Colbert Show.
Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show, Real Radio 104.1, 407-916-1041. Text us easily at 77031. Welcome back. I am Jim, Jack, and Ross right over there. Let's get a check of the news. Here's Deborah.
And now, it's time for Woke News.
It seems like kind of a misuse of the whole world.
On the Jim Colbert Show.
All right, Woke News is brought to you by that mortgage guy, Don. Give him a listen tomorrow morning when he's host of the Home Loans Radio Show. President Biden will speak to the nation this evening about the debt ceiling bill Congress just passed this week. The Senate approved the measure Thursday after the House passed it Wednesday evening, averting the possibility of a catastrophic government deal. Now, America's credit rating may still take a hit despite Congress avoiding a U.S. default. Credit ratings agency Fitch Ratings said today it will keep the nation's AAA rating on its negative watch list and plans to make a decision on a potential downgrade by the end of September.
Oh, my God. Are we going to be at AMSCOT by the end of the year?
A credit rating downgrade would raise the government's borrowing costs.
A downgrade, man.
Still a better than expected jobs report. You have the Dow up currently 722 points, but that probably won't be the case if this credit rating
Well,
does
the Dow
come
went up
through.
on that jobs report, 350,000 new jobs added. So.
The Dow went up and the president fell down.
7 people are hurt after a building under construction partially collapsed in New Haven, Connecticut at Yale. 2 of the injured are reported to be in critical condition. No deaths have been reported. Officials say they believe the collapse may have been caused by cement that was being poured during work on the building. 36 workers were on the site when the collapse happened just after 12:30 p.m. local time.
Damn.
Meanwhile, a special search team is working to clear an Iowa apartment building that partially collapsed Sunday. 3 people remain unaccounted for, with officials saying there was, quote, a high probability, end quote, they were home at the time of the collapse. The special search team re-entered the building Thursday and used, quote, live and cadaver canines, end quote, to help in the search. The city had initially planned to demolish the building Monday before putting those plans on hold. I'm sure it had nothing to do with protesters standing outside that building with signs that said, "Who's in the rubble?"
Right. Not good.
This is a wild story.
I mean,
Did you
the
see the
city
video
of-
footage?
No.
There's video footage of it collapsing now,
I'll
of the
have
front
to-
coming up. And they had to amputate a woman's leg to get her out of there.
Ever since Surfside, I still have nightmares about that story. I still have nightmares about these
But
buildings
they're
collapsing.
like, no, we're going to knock it down. It's like, wait, the people are still missing.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I mean, the
they're
damn
right
thing
there.
collapsed on Sunday, and they wanted to, demolish
Yeah.
it on Monday. Not to mention, the city also said, yeah, you can keep living there, even though there was evidence of concrete coming off of one of the walls.
God damn.
The inspector who inspected it like a couple days before the collapse, he resigned.
Yeah.
Mr. Gadget.
And look, that was the same case, if you remember, in Surfside as well. That building had been signed off on despite residents' concerns.
You said days before?
Yeah.
Oof.
Yeah, a woman was rescued from the 4th floor of the building 24 hours after the collapse.
Wow.
So that's why the push is on to find these last 3 remaining individuals before they start just demolishing the building. All right, the National Hurricane Center is now officially tracking a tropical storm in the Gulf of Mexico. Officials say that tropical depression from yesterday has strengthened into Tropical Storm Arlene as of its latest report. Now, the system is about 265 miles west of Fort Myers with maximum sustained winds near 40 miles an hour. It's expected to weaken by tonight as it moves south. If it does regain any kind of storm characteristics, it'll mainly be an issue for South Florida, where they have flood watches in place. For us, it's just a usual rainy weekend.
Yep.
Hurricane season kicked off just yesterday and will run through November.
I'm here.
Going to the beach this weekend?
It's almost over.
Yeah. Swimmers are definitely asked to use caution along Florida's east coast due to a risk of rip currents. Once again, the National Weather Service says the highest risk is along beaches in the northeastern region of the state, where we are. In Central Florida, there's a moderate risk of dangerous rip currents throughout the day today, but 3 people did have to be rescued at Daytona Beach earlier today due to rough waters. And then last weekend, we know that over 200 people had to be rescued from the dangerous rip currents. All right, the governor can claim a small legal victory in his fight against Disney. Federal Judge Mark Walker yesterday recused himself from the lawsuit Disney filed against the state. Governor Ron DeSantis' legal team filed a motion last month asking for Walker to step down from the case. DeSantis' lawyers claim Walker has a pro-Disney bias. Walker denies that, but he decided to recuse himself because a relative owns Disney stock. A replacement judge has already been named. Disney claims in the suit that DeSantis retaliated against the company for its opposition to the parental rights and education law. All right, I know that this bothered Jack yesterday when we I myself was like, what? When I saw the headline, but a Seminole County school is trying to satisfy parents that are offended by a yearbook's content. Lyman High School's yearbook contains 2 pages with LGBTQ terms, and the district recently told News 6 4 parents have complained that it's inappropriate. Parents were told Wednesday they can return the yearbook for a refund, or then it can exchange it for one that doesn't contain those images. Danielle Pomerantz is a teacher and yearbook advisor at Lyman High School, and she tells WESH 2 News she has a real problem with the fact that the school is willing to silence the LGBTQ community. And they are in town because Orlando Mayor Buddy Dyer says the city will make sure everyone feels safe with Pride celebrations now underway. June 1st, Pride Month. Events for Gay Days Orlando kicked off yesterday and will run through Monday. Dyer says the economic impact from these festivities is huge for Central Florida. Organizers told WESH they expect to see more than 150,000 people, but say they have lost some of the longtime visitors due to the travel safety advisory issued by Equality Florida. The organization implemented the order last month following a series of Florida laws they believe are hostile to the LGBTQ plus community. All right, this is a follow-up to a story that we had done earlier this week. There's just nothing good about it, but a Brevard County woman is facing charges in her child's hot car death. Palm Bay's Bulaine Mulmay was arrested yesterday for aggravated manslaughter of a child. Police say the 37-year-old woman left her 11-month-old daughter in the car for 3 hours Sunday outside the church. Now, Mulmay is co-pastor. And she apparently told police, she was late for the service and thought another parishioner had brought the baby inside. It wasn't until the service was over that Mulmay realized her child was still in the car.
Wow. Just as a parent, I will tell you, I don't know about Jack, right? There would be no point in your life that you could not know where your 11-month-old child is for 3 hours. No point. Nowhere, no how, no way. Anybody could not know where their 11-month-old child is for 3 hours.
Well, if that chapped your butt, wait till this next one.
I mean, she said that she thought that somebody had grabbed the kid.
Again, when you have an 11-month-old, you don't think about stuff like that. You make sure your kid's
She was at church.
Yeah.
She was co-pastor. She was officiating the ceremony, and she was running late.
3 hours. Kid was in the car.
Yep.
Well, a Central Florida woman is in custody after her car caught fire while 2 children were inside.
Wow.
Police say
this is a weird story.
Yes, it is. Police say 24-year-old Alicia Moore parked her car outside the Oviedo Mall in Seminole County last Friday. She then reportedly went into a Dillard's with a man to shoplift for about an hour. When she left the store, she noticed her car was fully engulfed with flames. And when you see the photos of this, you're thinking,
it's fully engulfed.
It's fully engulfed in flames. And you're thinking there are 2 children inside? Nearby shoppers helped rescue the 2 kids inside, who were brought to the hospital, thankfully with only minor injuries. Moore was later arrested in Orlando on an unrelated warrant before she was brought back to Oviedo to face child neglect and arson charges.
I told you it's weird.
Okay, so she didn't know where her kids were? Like when
she
they took them
left the kids in the car.
I understand, and then the kids were rescued by somebody, and they took them to the hospital.
Yeah,
and the mom
was busy shoplifting.
Okay.
And then saw the car on fire, dropped the merchandise, goes out to the car. They put it out, but they arrest her for arson, not shoplifting. So
Right.
I don't know if she dropped the merchandise before leaving the store, so therefore technically... Because they say she was shoplifting, but she wasn't charged with shoplifting, so I don't know if she ever left the store with the items.
She's lucky there's a medical center like right there, too.
And, I'm sure she's on video camera with that merchandise in her hands. I mean, they would certainly be able to access the store's security videos to see her walking out with it.
But to charge her with arson,
Right.
I don't know how the fire started, but she was in there an hour.
Right. I mean, I shudder to think, but yet what gets me, she was later arrested in Orlando.
That's the thing.
On an unrelated
charge,
warrant,
but
and then brought back to Oviedo to face child neglect and arson charges.
That's where Jimmy lives.
So we don't know how the fire started.
No idea.
She wasn't in the car. She was shoplifting.
She was shoplifting, and when she came out of the Dillard's, that's when she noticed her car was fully engulfed with flames.
Do we know where Billy Joel was?
There's a chance.
Oh no, he didn't do it.
He didn't start the fire.
He says it clearly.
Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School will be off limits to a jury deciding the fate of a former Broward County deputy. A judge yesterday denied requests to allow jurors in Scott Peterson's negligence trial to visit the building where the deadly mass shooting took place back in 2018. Peterson's lawyers wanted jurors to see the outside of the building to show how difficult it would have been for the school resource officer to know where the shots were coming from that day, but prosecutors wanted jurors allowed inside to see how simple it would have been for Peterson to confront the shooter. Jury selection will continue on Monday, and the trial is set to start in 2 weeks.
This case is going to set a very interesting precedent.
Oh, yeah.
It really is. That's the thing I'm really more interested about. Well, obviously the case is interesting, but what happens after the fact, I believe, is going to be even more applicable and interesting.
Everyone out in Uvalde, Texas is paying attention to what's going on in the Scott Peterson trial. You know without a shadow of a doubt. All right, this is a really cool story, and it's a shame it's floating under the radar here in Central Florida, but if you guys have not heard, a Pinellas County teenager is officially the country's best young speller. 14-year-old Dev Shaw, who lives in Largo in Pinellas County, won the Scripps National Spelling Bee in Maryland last night.
Shaw, dude.
The winning word was Samophile.
Samophile. You guys can you guys figure that one out?
I have to admit, I was like, wouldn't have got it.
P.
Oh, you cheated. I already know you cheated because there's no way. Because I did this to my wife today. I said, "Well, just give you an idea. First letter's P."
How did I cheat? What am I looking at here?
Nobody that works on this show or in this building, let's say, would ever know that word would start with a P. That's why I know you cheated.
Do you want me to tell you what it means?
Yes, I know exactly what it means.
So you know.
So
okay,
he cheated. I mean, he's a cheater.
Because I know how to spell Samophile?
Oh, no, because you let on that you didn't.
So
I never said I didn't.
Okay. See, this is how Jack works here. Yeah. You're accusing. All you have to do. He's Catholic, dude. You can't lie.
Right, exactly.
Jack, did you find this information out this morning?
Yeah.
See?
Yeah. You should ask me what it meant. I have no idea. I have no idea.
It means a plant or an animal that likes to live in sandy environments.
Wow, look at you.
That's exactly what it means.
Well, there you have it. But for in Dev's case, he's an 8th grader at Morgan Fitzgerald Middle School, and this was his 3rd time in the competition. He called the moment surreal.
Oh, I bet that guy is a lady killer.
Is he homeschooled?
Lady killer. We should get him on the show.
The winners are always homeschooled.
Trust me. He had me at Dev.
All right, a Florida group who's trying to get recreational marijuana, almost said marijuana, on the 2024 ballot is clearing a major hurdle. State election officials say the Smart and Safe Florida Political Committee collected more than 960,000 signatures toward its initiative, which is more than was required. The measure still needs approval from the Florida Supreme Court. Justices will review the wording of the proposed referendum, and then opponents of the amendment, like State Attorney Ashley Moody, will have until June 12th to submit their briefs.
Minnesota just did full recreational. Right?
Yeah.
Hell yeah. They're even gonna be nicer.
Is that possible?
Right?
It's really cold, but I'm so stoned.
Yeah. I think
Let's go inside and get a hot plate,
Yeah.
All right, finally, Air New Zealand. Air New Zealand is going to ask passengers to step on a scale before they board the airplane.
Wow.
Not as nefarious as it sounds.
All right.
I think the scale's wired when you step on it, just, God! Ow! Holy!
Jenny Craig!
No.
Yeah. Bus!
Zip code. The passenger weight survey is a way to gather data on the weight load and distribution for planes. So travelers will be asked to stand on a digital scale when they check in for their flight. Now, in order to protect individuals' privacy, the airline says it has made the data anonymous. I'm sure just like that Ring and, Alexa stuff.
The whole idea is to get the weight so they can kind of do the... Oh, I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. But you're right, because not everyone wants to disclose their weight, so they can't just ask you, so they'll just step on the digital scale. But you're right, Jimmy. Among the people asked to take part in the survey are those traveling on the direct flight from Auckland to New York City's JFK Airport. That affects, how fuel is burned up.
And I believe, if I remember reading the story correctly, that is one of the longest commercial flights you can take that doesn't stop.
Yep. Isn't it?
17 hours, 16 hours, something like that.
Well, yeah, Auckland to JFK.
Yeah, that's a long, long, long way.
Oh.
My daughter flew to South Africa, and she said it was misery. Absolute misery. I think they stopped once.
That seems too long.
Yeah.
It is.
I'm waiting for technology to get better.
There are some flights that you just
I want to get beamed over.
Yeah, just text me over.
Right, exactly. Bring back the supersonic. No?
They're doing that.
Are they really?
Yeah, they're firing that back up again.
Wow.
They've been trying for a while.
Yeah,
they have.
New York to England in, 90 minutes?
I think it's 3 hours.
Is it 3 hours?
It's something like that. I
you're
believe
right.
it cut
half the time, right?
Half the time.
Yeah. Well, either way, you all are officially woke, and Woke News is brought to you by Home Loans Radio with that mortgage guy, Don. If you didn't know, that mortgage guy, Don, does a live radio show every Saturday morning right here on Real Radio 104.1, where he answers your questions live on the air. But if you're busy tomorrow morning, don't worry. You can still listen to the past 170-plus informative episodes where he pulls back the curtain and really explains the mortgage business to you at thatmortgageguydon.com or wherever you download podcasts like the free iHeartRadio app. Peace of mind at your fingertips at thatmortgageguydon.com.
Thanks, Deb. 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Back with Embers only here on the Jim Colbert Show.
You text us at 77031 and we say it on the air. Sometimes. We might even give you credit. Standard data and message rates apply. Real Mobile is powered by Orange Buick GMC and OrangeBuickGMC.com. We are professional grade.
This weather report is brought to you by Mills Air.
I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Allison Gargaro with a look at your Friday forecast. Highs today will be reaching the upper 80s with a mix of sun and clouds. It will be hot and humid. After 2 p.m., we're monitoring a 50% chance for some showers and isolated thunderstorms to be rolling through, likely going to be seeing heavy rain at times, so do make sure you're staying weather aware. I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Allison Gargaro. Have a great weekend.
This report is sponsored by Staples Stores. During Staples Small Business Deal Days, you save 50% when you buy any combination of 5 or more boxes, mailers, and shipping tubes. Offer ends July 1st. Exclusions apply. Not valid in Concord, New Hampshire location. Prices may vary. Keep your business running right and save at Staples.
Man, time for a new bathroom. You've told yourself this for years. The problem is every time you talk to your friends or family about it, they say, oh, my God, you don't want to do that. That's going to take forever. It's going to cost thousands of dollars. It's going to run on and on and on. You're not going to get the products you want. You're going to have a bunch of different people in and out of your house for weeks. That isn't the truth with Rebath. It doesn't work like that. That's how they've been so successful. They do this in 4 to 6 days. They do it with their employees. That means you see the same team every day, and they do it with their products, which are amazing. You can actually see them right now if you like. 436 up in Altamont, right across from Kobe. That's where their showroom is. Walk in, and you'll see some models set up. The great thing about those models, they're there just to show you what the products look like. In other words, what you can have in your bathroom, because every bathroom at Rebath is a custom bathroom, right? And that includes marble and travertine and all those beautiful colors. And that includes everything else. When you hire these guys, you're done. That's it. You let them do their thing. You just give them ideas. They even have a design team to help you with that. No tubs, tiles, all the lighting, all the cabinetry, it's all right there from companies you've known forever. This is not cheap stuff, really nice stuff, and the install team is on point as well. Hop online, check out those before and afters, man, and know that they can do a good job for you. It's Rebath, midfla.com.
Brooks and Dunn Reboot 2023 Tour.
Oh, play something country.
The best-selling duo of all time live. With special guest, Scotty McCreery. Saturday, June 10th, Amway Center.
Down, turn around, go to town, do scoot, boogie.
On sale now at Ticketmaster.com. Brooks and Dunn Live.
Wells Fargo gives you access to direct deposit funds up to 2 days early.
Plus, if you look at the X and Y axes...
What if everything came 2 days early? Like the weekend.
Well, that was a pleasant surprise.
You can't get everything early, but when it comes to direct deposits, you can with Wells Fargo.
Visit wellsfargo.com/get-early to learn more. Terms and conditions apply. Not all direct deposits are eligible. Early availability is not guaranteed and may vary between deposits from the same payer. Wells Fargo Bank N.A., member FDIC.
If you ride a motorcycle in Florida, someone can hit you and hurt you and legally not have insurance to pay you. uninsured motorist coverage can help save you from financial ruin. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. Mo DeWitt, Orlando's injury attorney.
I'm Martin Hoke, the inventor of Navage Nasal Care, and I love Navage. I've told you about how your nose is the body's air filter, that Navage's powered suction will help flush out allergens, viruses, mucus, and germs, and that Navage will help you breathe better. But what do other people say about Navage? Like Ricardo, quote, "This is one of the greatest inventions ever. I know this may sound like I'm exaggerating, but this sucker is amazing. The first time I did it, I couldn't believe what came out of my sinuses. I could breathe with ease. My wife just bought one too. Thank you for this product," unquote. He's one of over 100,000 online reviews praising Navage, the all-natural solution trusted by over 3 million people to help you breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and stay healthier without drugs. Navage is available at Walmart, CVS, Walgreens, Target, Rite Aid, and online. Navage, N-A-V-A-G-E, clean nose, healthy life.
Fellas, stop treating your groin like junk. Introducing the Gillette Intimate Pubic Hair Trimmer, a gentle and easy shave from America's #1 trusted men's grooming brand. Respect your pubic region with Gillette Intimate, the best a man can get. Buy now at a retailer near you.
I can't wait for what's next. Even with higher stroke risk due to atrial fibrillation, an irregular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. Eliquis, apixaban tablets, reduces stroke risk. It's the #1 cardiologist prescribed blood thinner.
Don't stop taking prescription Eliquis without talking to your doctor, as this may increase your risk of stroke. Eliquis can cause serious and in rare cases fatal bleeding. Don't take Eliquis if you have an artificial heart valve, abnormal bleeding, or have antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or take longer for bleeding to stop. A spinal injection while on Eliquis increases risk of blood clots, which may cause paralysis, the inability to move. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding or unusual bruising, or if you have tingling, numbness, or muscle weakness. It may increase your bleeding risk if you take medicines such as aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners. Tell your doctor about all planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
At Fifth Third Bank, we give you free checking, never have hidden fees, and help protect your identity.
Wow, really?
Yep. See, our name equals 166.7%, so we put in that much effort.
Well, my name's Jim, so I guess I'm headed to the gym, and I'm gonna put in 166.7% effort too.
Aw, I'm proud of you.
No one's ever been proud of me.
This is banking a Fifth Third better. Fifth Third Bank, National Association member FDIC.
So, you finally have some time to yourself. Even if it is just the car ride home, it's you time. And look at you. Do not disturb set before you even got in the car? Impressive. You've earned this moment to just chill and drive. This break is brought to you by Target Zero and the Florida Department of Transportation.
If you've been injured in a car accident, call Pound Law from your cell phone. Morgan & Morgan.
You're listening to The Jim Colbert Show, also available to watch at The Jim Colbert Show on
Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show, Real Radio 104.1, 407-916-1041. Text us, 77031. We'll do Embers only here in just 1 second, guys. Welcome back. I am Jim. Deb, Jack, and Ross are here as well. Just found out from Jack that we have an exceptional prize for trivia today at 5:45, a pair of Aerosmith tickets. I believe the Black Crowes are opening for those guys as well, correct?
You got it. Emily Arena in Tampa this summer, baby.
That's right. So Aerosmith and Black Crowes tickets up for grabs today at 5:45 for JCS Trivia. So make sure you plan accordingly for sure. Yeah, I was just telling Deb actually a second ago, that Lyman High School thing. I was talking to a friend this morning regarding that. And did you see the pages? Have you seen them?
No, I read the story in the Sentinel about them.
Yeah, I read the pages themselves this morning. I went on and I find it interesting, and here's why I find it interesting, right? And this is what I was, kind of talking to my friend about. I was like, I don't understand about why a sexuality of a person needs to be in the forefront, right? Why why you would spend time talking about your sexuality in a high school yearbook. And that person said, well, what about faith-based groups like Fellowship of Christian Athletes? I said, well, I mean, I get that, no problem, but that's an ideology. That's not that's not a sexual identity. And I said, well, I guess the comparison would be there is if there was a group or an Islam club or a club of Judaism or something like that.
Well, we're just recently there was a Satan club.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I could understand it, but I just didn't understand why it was so valuable and so important to have a page or 2 pages dedicated to a person's sexuality, especially a person that's not even an adult. I mean, you're talking about and that person was saying it was the identity. I understand that, but really, the identity is based around their sexuality. So that's what I still don't understand. I was trying to figure that out, and of course, we ended not necessarily agreeing, but trying to explain each other's point, and I still don't kind of get it a little bit. I don't understand why a yearbook that is sold to or it represents kids under the age of 18 have pages dedicated to sexuality in them of any kind. For the record, it's not an anti-gay thing. Obviously, everybody knows I'm not a homophobe. My God, it has nothing to do with that whatsoever. I just wonder why. Because I wonder, would it be cool if there were a BDSM page?
Is there a BDSM group in the high school?
I don't know that there is. Obviously, there's not.
There is an LGBTQ plus group in the high school, and that's what the pages were dedicated to, that group.
Right, I understand. But that group is based on sexuality, right? It's based on your sexuality.
Yeah, your preference.
Yeah, your sexual preference, like who you have sexual intercourse or sexual happenings with.
Well, all those clubs are about preferences.
But not that one.
Not sexual preferences.
And we're talking about children, right? Still kids. Most of the kids in high school still under the age of 18 years old.
Yeah, I think it's an assumption to say that it's about who they sleep with. You could be a virgin and identify as LGBTQ plus,
but we all identify queer and gay people as the people that the definition of it in itself is who they choose or who you're sleeping with or who you're having sexual contact with or let's even say who you're having physical contact with. Like you and I would have physical contact with our wives, Jack, and so would Ross, and so would Deb. You would have physical contact with your wife or your husband or your boyfriend.
It's about their attractions. I wouldn't say it's necessarily about physical contact. It's about their attractions. But the page in the group is not about that. It
has definitions of all of that on the left-hand side. It's like maybe 10 or 15 of them, whatever. It tells you exactly what it is.
Well, the definitions of all the different classifications as more of a form of education of what these terms mean that a lot of us still don't fully understand, especially older generations.
But it's their yearbook. It's not for us. The yearbook,
that's right.
It's for them. That's what I'm saying. So do you think there's a big? Let me ask you this: do you believe there's a big chasm of people at Lyman High School that do not understand those terms in 2023?
I believe there's some.
Some? You think? See, I will tell you, I don't think there's many at all, actually.
Oh.
I mean, that's just my assumption. I mean, no different than your assumption.
Then if there is more understanding, then there should be less of a concern about those terms and definitions being in the yearbook.
Gotcha. So 4 people complained about this, right?
Right.
But and I saw the pages today, and I don't even know that I would complain about it, right? I wouldn't, but I still don't understand why that has to be a forefront in a high school yearbook. I just don't understand it. Club or not club, because the club is representative of who you are physically attracted to, right? Who you have physical attraction to. And again, no problem whatsoever, but that is your sexuality. And I don't understand why under 18 years old, that is part of a yearbook's curriculum. And maybe it's just the old school me. This has nothing to do with me being Republican or any of that stuff. This is just who I am, and I just don't understand it. And again, I would never write a letter or complain. When I saw the pages today and I see this outrage over it, I could understand a parent going, well, that's odd. I would rather not have my kid, flipping through the yearbook and then seeing things like that. You have the right to feel that way as a parent or as an adult.
Well, what is it that was on those pages that you found that you would not want your child to see?
No, I didn't. I just said I wouldn't. I just said that doesn't even bother me, and my kids would not be bothered with it. My kids probably would be interested in this conversation, right? It would be a very interesting conversation with them. It's just, for me personally, I was just like, man, I just don't understand that. Why that's so important to get into a yearbook. Because, again, it is based on the sexuality of the person. It really is, though. Well, it's the sexual identity of the person, is it not? I mean, that's the entire thing about being gay or queer. Your sexual identity is different.
Well, I think the whole group is there. They have bonded together as a group and form a group because they are outside what we would consider the norm, right? So they get together over a shared experience of something that they have in common, that they are outside the traditional norm as we understand it, or as previous generations understood it. So that is what gave them the impetus to form a group where they can talk about matters that matter to them, but that's not, and those matters aren't on display. I don't think. Well, to a degree, I mean, I don't think those pages, and Jimmy, you saw them, so
yeah.
As far as being,
it's not graphic. It's not graphic by any means. It has nothing to do with it being graphic. I never even said it, but just the idea that the two of those pages were set aside for a person's, to celebrate a person's sexuality in a yearbook where most of the kids are under 18 years old. That was just kind of hit me odd. Let's do Embers Only real quick.
Now, it's time to explore the world of cigars, spirits, and other things that make life worth living. This is Embers Only.
Embers Only brought to you by our friends over at Corona Cigar Company. Love these guys. You will as well. 3 of these beautiful lounges here in Central Florida to serve you. Heathrow, downtown, Sand Lake Road. And, of course, they're always online at coronacigar.com. And what do we have for you today? Well, it's funny. We offered this up for Christmas a few years back. It is the JCS Starters Pack from Embers Only. What you get here is a 25-count glass top humidor.
Ooh.
1 Vertigo cutter and lighter set, which is a torch lighter and a cutter. 1 FSG by Drew Estate. 1 Corona 25th Anniversary Sun-Grown Torpedo. 1 Corona 20th Anniversary Davidoff. That's a $23 cigar on its own. 1 Corona Nicaraguan 20th Anniversary Natural. 1 Intensa, which is one of Ross's favorite cigars.
Love them.
1 Army of Angels Connecticut, which is one of Ross's favorite cigars.
That's actually my favorite.
And then
I'll be honest with you, that's Army of Angels is my favorite cigar.
And then the one I had today, which is, again, one of my new favorite lines from these guys, it's the FSG 20 Acre Farm Corona Cigar 20th Anniversary Bellicosa, which is kind of a pointy cigar, right? It looks like a torpedo. These are beautiful cigars, 7 premium cigars, the humidor, a cutter and lighter set. Basically, this is a starter kit for your cigar-loving life. $104.10.
I see what they did there.
$104.10. And I just told you, the humidor and that Davidoff cigar alone would be almost $60 or more if you were to buy them just by themselves. This is one of the best deals we've ever offered for Embers Only. Again, you get that glass top humidor. It holds 25 cigars. You'll get 7 premium cigars, including one of those 20th anniversary Davidoffs and that Army of Angels, another $20 cigar. Beautiful smoked, every one of these for only $104.10. Grab it now. And by the way, they'll ship this.
Ooh, what a great Father's Day gift.
Unbelievable Father's Day gift.
Oh, that'd be good.
You just couldn't lose with this if you wanted to.
Oh, yeah.
For what you get here, and of course you have the cutter and the humidor and the lighter. Just load that humidor up over and over and over again.
Yeah, it's great.
It's coronacigar.com. We love these guys. Again, 3 locations, downtown, Heathrow, Sand Lake. Get the JCS Embers Only Starter Kit for only $104.10. They're available right now at Corona Cigar. Back in a sec with more of the Jim Colbert Show.
You're listening to the Jim Colbert Show. The audio version of a Live, Laugh, Love wall decoration that's been set on fire. Real Radio 104.1.
Still looking at a slow ride on I-4 this afternoon as you travel east and westbound on the interstate, especially between the Greenway and Osceola Polk Line Road and the Beach Line and 535. Looking at a crash blocking the roadway on Goldenrod at Lake Underhill Road. Another crash blocking the northbound left lane on Narcoossee near the Beach Line. If you see traffic problems, call the Safe Touch Security Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by Wendy's $3 breakfast deal. Wendy's $3 breakfast deal is your choice of bacon or sausage, egg and Swiss croissant, plus a small seasoned potatoes for just $3. Break your morning routine and get your $3 breakfast deal today. Limited time only at participating U.S. Wendy's during breakfast hours.
Woo, man! Hi, everybody. Jim Colbert here with my friends over at the Filatowski Eye Institute. Your eyes are certainly the window into your world. That is one of the many reasons I never even considered a discount surgical center for LASIK vision and correction. It sounds silly to even say discount LASIK correction surgery because it sounds so crazy. I turn to the team over at the Filatowski Eye Institute, the recognized leader in vision correction surgery here in Orlando. I trust them implicitly. My father-in-law and my son use Dr. Filatowski to have a completely different life. Guys, a completely different life. They suffered with blurry vision and other issues, and they did not suffer afterwards. 65,000 surgeries here in Central Florida. That's what they've done over the last 30 years. They have the experience you want and the equipment. State-of-the-art LASIK tech, that's what they use. That gets most people back to work the very next day. Start seeing the way you were meant to. Get rid of that blurry vision. Contact the Filatowski Eye Institute today. Simply text 1041 to 868686 and schedule your consultation. They even offer 24-month interest-free financing to qualified patients. Again, schedule that consultation today. Simply text 1041 to 868686. It's the Filatowski Eye Institute, the smart choice, the only choice for LASIK vision correction.
I love mornings, which is a good thing since the Today Show starts early.
We're here to give you the best start. You get the news, learn something new, and even get a little boost.
We begin our day so you can take on yours.
Watch Today, weekday mornings on NBC.
Hi, this is Osceola County Sheriff Marcos Lopez. Please join us Saturday, June 10th at the Promenade Sunset Walk for the second annual Teen Driver Challenge Car and Truck Show. See you there.
Live music from DJ K1X and the Society Band. Over 30 restaurants and shops, demonstrations, simulators, police helicopter, and more. Car show entry, $30. All proceeds benefit the Teen Driver Education Program. Free admission and parking for spectators. Show car tickets and all info at sunsetwalk.com.
Result of negotiations not guaranteed. Not available in all states. Approximate discounts of up to half before our fees based on an average enrolled debt and results.
If your credit card debt is out of control, if you're in over your head in monthly payments, there's a secret the credit card companies don't want you to know. If you have more than $10,000 in credit card debt, you have the right to let us settle that debt for a fraction of what you owe. That's bad news for the credit card companies, but it's great news for you. We're Credit Associates, and we're offering you free information on how to completely resolve your credit card debt with a monthly payment you can afford. To see how much you could save, call now. 800-500-6135. Don't declare bankruptcy. Don't consolidate. Give us 10 minutes, and we could save you thousands and offer a guarantee, so there's no risk to call now. 800-500-6135. For the secret the credit card companies don't want you to know, call Credit Associates for free now and see how much money you could save. Call 800-500-6135. 800-500-6135.
Ken Jeong. From The Masked Singer, Community, The Hangover Trilogy, and Dr. Ken.
To be hangover rich and famous as an Asian kid, man. My dad went from father to freeloader just like that, you know? You better get me good grades. After the hangover, you better get me S-Class Mercedes.
Ken Jeong Live, October 8th, inside Hard Rock Event Center at Seminole Hard Rock Tampa. Tickets are on sale now. For tickets, go to Ticketmaster.com or HardRockTampa.com. Seminole Hard Rock Tampa.
Visit healthfinder.fl.gov to get the information you need to make better healthcare decisions. At this one-stop shop, you can compare drug prices at pharmacies, check your hospital's patient safety record, or find the average cost of outpatient procedures. With up-to-date information at your fingertips, you'll be able to trust your healthcare choices and save money with healthfinder.fl.gov. At the click of a button, you can make safe, affordable healthcare choices and enjoy a better healthcare experience with healthfinder.fl.gov.
Do you find yourself stuck in a timeshare? Get the real facts about the timeshare industry and your options for cancellation. Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, has put together a free information guide that reveals the secrets the timeshare industry doesn't want you to know, including the 5 ways to get rid of your timeshare. Call now and get this timeshare cancellation guide absolutely free.
Call 800-334-2266. That's 800-334-2266. 800-334-2266.
When do you know you've seen the Green Monster? Well, pick your game, sit down, and hold on to your cards, because here comes Quadzilla. It's Monster Quads at Orange City or Daytona Beach Racing and Card Clubs, Wednesday, June 7th from 11 a.m. through midnight. Hit the predetermined quads of the hour and win. If not hit, the monster rolls over. Quadzilla at Orange City Racing and Card Club, just off I-4 exit 111B on Saxon Boulevard. Don't let it scare you.
When you open your hopper, you don't fill it with just any hardwood pellets, right? You fill it with Kingsford 100% hardwood blend pellets. Made right here in the USA with North American ingredients and a 100% natural hardwood blend, Kingsford pellets can be used on any pellet grill and add delicious smoky flavor to any meal. Kingsford's the name you trust for the low and slow cooking you crave. So look for Kingsford 100% hardwood blend pellets. Kingsford.com.
Join Jim Colbert on The Jim Colbert Show for his Cigar of the Week segment every Friday afternoon at 3:45. You can pick up these featured cigars at all 3 Corona Cigar Company locations, Dr. Phillips, Heathrow, and downtown. Learn more at coronacigar.com.
This earful of real radio is brought to you by JustCallMo.com. Injured on the go? JustCallMo.com.
Hurt on the job? Dial pound 529 on your cell. Pound law, that's all.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Because clients and character matter. Contact them at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS-FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts. The Jim Colbert Show returns now on Real Radio 105.
Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show, Real Radio 104.1, 407-916-1041. Text us easily at 77031. Welcome back. I am Jim. Deb, Jack, and Ross are here as well. We had this gentleman on last year, maybe even the year before. We love supporting this foundation, and of course, we love Winn-Dixie as well, and we love it when these guys get together and do something very cool. You guys give it up for Sean Sloan from Winn-Dixie.
Yay!
Regional VP! What's up, Big Daddy? How you doing?
Yeah, outstanding. You guys are awesome.
Remember, we were just talking about that Dietz and Watson meat and the delis up there, you know. We know one place gets a lot of attention for it, and you guys should be getting a lot of attention because not only do you have the Dietz and Watson and the great breads at your delis at Winn-Dixie, you got that damn wing and hot food bar where you got like meatloaf and ribs. And
we've had listeners texting us about, Jimmy, apparently the fresh-baked cookies.
Yes.
You need to try Winn-Dixie's cookies, and the wings. Got a lot of love from the wings,
man,
as
and
well.
they like multiple choices like barbecue and hot and hot buffalo and those ranch ones. Simply good stuff. Sean, how's it going, buddy?
Outstanding. It's been a great week.
It has been a good week. So you know what? Interesting. I was just reading the Folds of Honor website today before we came on, just to kind of reacclimate myself to the program, see if there's anything new going on there. And buddy, when you talk about partnering up with a foundation that's doing some incredible work, you guys, I don't know that you could have found a better one.
No, I agree with you. They're a top class organization run by Colonel Dan Rooney, and they do so many great things. And just the fact of what they're doing with these legacy scholarships, you get to see how they touch people. And I mean, especially being in the Southeast United States with so much military here in Northeast Florida, especially around the areas we operate in. I mean, this couldn't be a better partnership between our company and obviously Colonel Dan Rooney and his organization with Folds of Honor. It is a fantastic organization.
And buddy, let me tell you, just reading the story, I would urge everyone to go over to the Folds of Honor website and read the about. Just click on About and read the story of how this started. And Sean, isn't it such a great, I say American story because we're here, but it is one of those great heartfelt American stories where somebody just saw something that needed to happen and just simply took action. And that is really the case. He was flying home with a fallen soldier, saw the gentleman's twin brother and his son walking next to the casket, and he said to himself, something's got to be done. And basically what Folds of Honor does, it provides scholarships for the spouses and children of fallen soldiers, and it does that with pride. And again, it just started with a simple vision and turned into a massive force that is helping families across this U.S.
And this is the 6th year we've done it, and you hit it perfectly. There's somebody saw something that needed to be done. He found the right niche to it. And he's been able to help so many people. And again, this is our 6th year supporting them. And we're proud to say that we've been able to donate $6.7 million to these scholarships. That's about 1,350 since we've started. And you think about what it goes to, and it's not necessarily just college tuition. I mean, it goes to education, it goes to tutoring, it goes for training for children under K to 12, or even for technical or trade schools, and even helping them get into first responders like fire departments, police departments, things like that.
Yeah, I just saw that today too, which is very cool. And buddy, when you look at, you think, okay, well, these programs get started up, they get a couple corporate partnerships and try to move forward. I would just also urge you while you're on that website to look at their partners. I mean, everybody from the PGA Tour to Yeti to Winn-Dixie. I mean, it really is some of the best, biggest companies in America getting behind this, helping you guys along with Winn-Dixie to provide as much money as possible for these families. I just find that amazing, man.
It's one thing about it too, and why we partner with them, and why so many companies really look to Colonel Daniels' organization is, very, very little goes to what I call keeping the lights on. It's about 8%, and if you really think about charities across the country in any area, I mean, that is a very, very low percentage, and the majority of all the money goes right to these scholarships. So we feel real confident that every dime and every ounce of energy we put into this goes directly to these needy individuals, and seeing them when we get a chance to present this money, and they're standing next to you and they're talking about the legacy of the person that they're representing and how much it means to them and how much they've grown over the course of maybe 4 to 6 years. I mean, there's not a dry eye in the room. And it's amazing. It's probably the best part of my job.
Yeah, it really is. Sean Sloan with us. He is the regional VP of Winn-Dixie here.
Sean, I believe last year it was rounding up at the register. How are you raising the money for Falls of Charity at Winn-Dixie this year?
So same way we've done in the past. I mean, we make it very simple, and obviously our teams get behind it on the front ends of the stores. They talk it up. But, I mean, we started right around the Memorial Day holiday, and it's going to run all the way to June 20th. We make it simple, and they can show their support by donating $1, $5, or rounding up their order on the front end of the store. And obviously they can also go to the website, Folds of Honor. They can do other things with them too. But while they're in our stores, we want to make sure that all of that money goes directly to these scholarships through this process that we're working on. And again, I tell people that, a lot of times when we do these programs, you have to push the associates in the store to really get behind the things, and you got to give them a little energy on it. This one, you don't have to.
Really?
This is something they look forward to. They get behind it. They work with the local military. They bring, a lot of volunteers come in. They come into the stores, and they just talk to the associates, and they just volunteer their time. It just makes the process so much better, and people really get to see the reality of what it really does and how much it means to either the current military active duty or actually retired military. And people that have had, lost others or in their families or their friends, so on. It creates so much energy in the stores. That's why we get so far behind it.
Love it. And what's the period of time this is, what's the swath of time?
What started right around Memorial Week, and it's going to run through June 20th.
Okay, so through June 20th. So
yes,
I have
a few more weeks.
Plenty of days here. Yeah, Ross.
Talk to me about them new Czech flavors, big dog. we got some new remixes. We got strawberries and cream.
It's so funny. His face lets me know that he almost semi-expected this question from you.
Oh, yeah.
Well, and again, we talked about this last year too. And I'll tell you, look, the strength of the Czech brand is incredible. I mean, I tell people, we're coming up on our 100th year, and it's coming up here in about a year or two. And Czech's been around for a very long time. And you notice we've changed a lot of the brands within the stores from the old brands of Turkey Made and things we've had over the course of time over to the SE Grocers brand and a few others, Prestige. Czech has not changed for a reason because the brand is so solid. And it's not something we ever want to change. It creates its own. And when you put it up against, the 2 or 3 largest soda producers in the United States, which everyone knows those brands, Czech holds pretty good with. So we don't change that very much, and that's exactly why so many people like the product.
I wonder what the average savings is, like per 6-pack or per 2-liter bottle.
Well, Jim, let me tell you, it's three 12-packs for $13 right now at my Winn-Dixie.
Is it really?
Yeah. And don't sleep on that no sugar cola, because in the can, that's the way to go.
Really?
Yeah,
no joke, huh?
Well, no joke, honestly, too. You can save anywhere between 30 to 50% on any own brand or store brand product. And a lot of times, and this product's made by our company, but, it's a lot of them are made by the national brands. They really are, and you're getting it a lot cheaper. Really
wow. Wow. So,
now we have to ask about your old employment records.
Oh, no, stop. I worked
Come on, Sean.
I worked at Winn-Dixie in Palatka, Florida for a short period of time, and you need to bury those records or burn them immediately.
Can you get them a hold for us? We'd really like to put them up on our social.
No, don't do that.
Hey,
Don't do that.
Hey, start digging.
Let's just say the Busch Light inventory went down dramatically. I'm not saying I drank in the milk cooler. I'm just saying I drank in the milk cooler.
Sean, I'm curious, and I hate to put you on the spot, but I was wondering, who is the employee of the month of May?
Well, every single store has one.
Well,
So
but the one that you're, mainly at.
Oh, I'm in all stores, so I have 106 stores. So.
Whoa. You should grab all 106 employees of the month.
I have 106. I know there's a list, but I couldn't tell you every single one of them. But what I do like is when I go into the store, I can meet them because they're going to be identified by a special button, a special award. They're going to have a picture on the wall.
Hell yeah.
And we do a newsletter, which we represent them too. But, I mean, you think about it. The company's got well under 500 stores right now. So, I mean, you would think that there's going to be 500 total every month.
Wow, that's so great.
I look forward to it, too.
So, before we get out of here, buddy, I mean, Winn-Dixie always, kind of offers something a little different. You guys have big plans for the store coming up. Anything you can break for us here that we can look forward for the Winn-Dixie storefronts or store brands?
Well, I can for you all because I talked about it last year. We're opening a new store in Apopka. So it's under construction currently on the corner of 436 and OBT right there where the two roads meet right there in Apopka.
Cool.
You can see it off to the right. It's well under construction. It's going to be opening right around the the August time frame. So we're looking forward to that. Obviously putting a new box in that market in a growing area. And obviously we've been in Apopka for a long time. We've got several other stores in that market. But beyond that, the thing that we continue to work with is obviously we talked about it last time was our Win-Win Twins, making sure that word gets out there. And,
love those guys.
Have a lot of fun with them, and we get a chance to do a lot of fun things with those guys and get the word out on the street. But look, we're really grateful for everything that obviously your listeners do, everything that we've been supporting for us. And like I said, we're coming up on our 100th year, and that means a lot to us. It really does to be in operation for that long of a period of time.
Yeah.
And obviously been through all of the changes and everything that goes on in the supermarket industry. That's a long time to operate.
You bet your ass it is, buddy, because there's a lot of competition that comes around. You get a lot of really kind of unique boutique brands that come in and try to take market space. And you guys have been, one of those faces on the Stonehenge of grocers here in Florida and the Southeast for so many years. And we appreciate your partnership and your call. And guys, if you're out there and you got to go shopping for groceries, remember up until June 20th, Winn-Dixie donating a portion of that to the Folds of Honor program to provide scholarships and other services, including for first responders, to the fallen spouses and children of those heroes here in our communities. Sean, as always, we look forward to talking to you. Wish you the very best. And if you need anything from us at any time, our phone is always open, buddy.
You absolutely. You guys are awesome. Appreciate everything you do. Love listening to you.
Thanks, buddy.
Awesome.
Appreciate it very much.
Go find those employment records.
Give them a good laugh. Yay! All right. Thanks, Sean. We'll see you later, buddy. All right, 407-916-1041. Primetime Kitchen up next with our buddy Fayez Cara.
Facebook, more than a place to remind you of birthdays. Find us and like us. Real Radio 1041 on Facebook is powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
From the Goldsmith Jewelry Shop Traffic Center. Lowest prices on the highest quality jewelry. GoldsmithJewelry.com.
Looking at a slow ride this afternoon on I-4 as you take the interstate east and westbound by the major Disney exits, especially between the Greenway and Osceola Polk Line Road. Looking at a crash blocking the northbound left lane on Narcoossee at the beach line. The 408 has a crash blocking two westbound lanes near the Greenway exit as well. If you see other traffic problems, call the Safe Touch Security Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Samantha Hanning.
This report is sponsored by ePass.
The Portable Uni by ePass. Now available in black. A toll pass that blends into your windshield. Finally. And Uni works on toll roads in 19 states. The Portable Uni by ePass. Get yours today on Amazon or go with uni.com.
Man, it's June here in Florida. It's going to be July and August soon. You know what happens? It gets steamy and hot. Is your AC ready? I'm asking you for real. Is it? If it's not, You got to get over to the guys at Mills Air and let them do that preventive maintenance plan to make sure your AC isn't going to let you down in the worst time of year here in Florida. And, of course, that is right on our doorstep. Let them use that 30-plus years of experience to keep you and your family nice and cool. Their techs are wonderful people. They know these systems inside and out. They'll get you cooling in no time. And plus, they're Carrier factory authorized dealers, and that's important. That could get you up to $1,275 in rebates before a brand new Carrier unit. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier and certainly turn to family-owned and operated Mills Air. Call these guys today and schedule that appointment. Find out what they can do for you. 407-277-1159. Online, millsair.com.
This Earful of Real Radio is sponsored by Marco's Pizza.
Ready to do this.
Get ready. Our iHeartRadio Music Festival is back.
This festival is insane to bring all these different types of music together.
Can you believe all the artists performing?
And this year, you'll be able to watch live on Hulu.
The biggest stars from all walks of music.
Be here as our 2023 iHeartRadio Music Festival lineup is revealed. Tuesday morning at 8 a.m.
If there's anything better than getting a few of your favorite things from McDonald's, it's getting a few of your favorite things from McDonald's for less in the McDonald's app. Delicious. Order in the McDonald's app today. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Use mobile order and pay on the McD app and get 30% off any purchase of $5 or more, like a steak, egg, and cheese bagel meal. At participating McDonald's, valid once a day through 12/31/23, excludes tax, must opt into rewards.
The McCafe Oreo Frappe has altered my brain chemistry. It's got tasty mocha, a hint of coffee, and Oreo cookie pieces. All of this deliciousness is blended with ice, then covered in whipped topping and even more Oreo cookie pieces. Whoa, that's cold. Brain Frappe! Hurry, the McCafe Oreo Frappe is back for a limited time. Use the McDonald's app and get 20% off your order of $1 or more. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Offer valid 5/1/23 through 12/31/23 at participating McDonald's. Valid one time per day until supplies last. Oreo is a trademark of Mondelez International Group used under license.
I love mornings, which is a good thing since the Today Show starts early.
Morning, welcome to Today.
Those first hours set the tone for the day ahead.
We're here to give you the best start. You get the news, learn something new, and even get a little boost.
You start the day off with a clean slate, and we hope you'll start it with us.
We begin our day so you can take on yours.
Because every day needs today.
Watch The Today Show weekday mornings at 7 on NBC.
It happens in a matter of seconds, but the aftermath can last a lifetime. Car crash, slip and fall, there's only one Mo you should call. The Mo you know. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. Mo DeWitt, Orlando's injury attorney.
Looking for affordable prescription prices? You can easily find the lowest prices for prescriptions by visiting myfloриdarx.com. It's simple to use our price transparency tool to compare drug prices at pharmacies across Florida and make the best informed decision. Unlock the power of transparency right now at myfloриdarx.com. Take control of your health and wallet with myfloриdarx.com.
I'm Mark Anajar. I'm Glenn Levine. I'm Ellie Anajar. Together, we're Anajar and Levine, and our team is a triple threat to big insurance companies. Don't settle with the insurance companies for a fraction of what your case is worth. We'll fight to get you the maximum compensation you deserve.
That's the Anajar and Levine difference. Get your free case review right now. We'll help you take back control of your life. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
In Office Orlando.
Hey, you want to get a Big Green Egg? The best place to go by far is Wassey's Meat Market. They will deliver and set up the Big Green Egg for you, and they make it so easy. Follow them on Instagram. It's Wassey's Meat Market, or just go to their website, wasseysmeatmarket.com, to get your Big Green Egg today.
Mills Air in business since 1992. That's over 30 years here in Central Florida. They're not going anywhere. Carrier factory authorized dealer. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier. Preventive maintenance on all brands, and that saves you money and can detect an upcoming breakdown. Visit millsair.com.
At Fifth Third Bank, we give you free checking, never have hidden fees, and help protect your identity.
Wow, really?
Yep. See, our name equals 166.7%, so we put in that much effort.
Well, my name's Jim, so I guess I'm headed to the gym, and I'm gonna put in 166.7% effort too.
Oh, I'm proud of you.
No one's ever been proud of me.
This is banking a Fifth Third better. Fifth Third Bank, National Association member FDIC.
As America's largest injury law firm, size is our strength. Morgan & Morgan.
Hey, that's right, guys. Time for another Primetime Kitchen here on Real Radio 104.1, the Jim Colbert Show, brought to you by our friends over at Tools Ace Hardware. If you are cooking outside this summer, you got to get over there. All the best brands, Traeger, Weber, Napoleon, Big Green Egg, all the sizes, not to mention, we don't talk about this enough, all those great smoking woods, peach, cherry, hickory, mesquite, they have all of that ready to go, plus rubs and marinades to make everything you throw on the grill this summer absolutely perfect. They even have pizza ovens, not only from Uni, from 2 other companies now, so you can't lose at Tools Ace Hardware. Find yours at acehardware.com. Guys, give it up good and loud for the Orlando Weekly's restaurant critic, Mr. Fayez Cara.
Yay!
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Nobody liked you that much. I'm telling you straight up,
No.
you will never get an introduction like that much.
I probably won't.
No.
But I have to say I'm feeling a bit despondent nevertheless.
Why is that?
Maybe even a bit lugubrious.
I caught
because
somebody actually texted me and said, does that guy know who? Read the room.
And it's because of your crack listening audience who didn't fail to inform me when I was on the show a couple of weeks ago that I kept using the phrase dialing it in instead of phoning it in. And I'm sure Alexander Graham Bell, who was a great Canadian, by the way, as rolling over in his grave. So if you guys want to hang up on me or cut the cord or even put me on hold, I totally understand.
I will not do any of those things, friend. I am too addicted to your opinion of food here in Central Florida. By the way, if you want to read anything that Fayez writes, OrlandoWeekly.com, that's where he writes his columns, and that's where you can read his stuff. Not to mention a great resource here in Central Florida for not only that, but great entertainment and local news as well. What do you got? How's your week been, by the way? I haven't seen it in a couple weeks. How's things?
Apart from being feeling lugubrious, everything's great.
Everything's great.
I had a great Victoria Day. Had a great Memorial Day.
Now, what is Victoria Day? I assume, is that the Canadian Memorial Day, or?
Not really. I have no idea what the hell it is, to be honest.
It's just Canadian. You feel an obligation.
It's an excuse to have. It's actually the long weekend that kicks off the summer. That's essentially what it is. You have to have a long weekend every month of the summer. So
you know what? Ross last week mentioned poutine. And said there's not enough poutine in Orlando, but did I see some poutine news, food news this week somewhere around?
I don't know. Did you? I know there's like a new place in Lake Mary I think it's called Bronx Pizza Kitchen in Lake Mary, and they serve something called Italian poutine. So
really?
Maybe it was that. I'm not sure.
I don't know. Well, so what do you have for us this week, buddy?
Okay, so someone who isn't phoning it in is Chef Chris Hernandez at Poppy Smash Burger downtown on Pine Street. And this place makes some incredibly good burgers, and the kind of burgers that made me feel as if I were eating the first cheeseburger I ever ate. To coin a line from the menu, And what makes them so good is, the ingredients he uses and his technique. So what he does is that he takes American Wagyu beef tallow and he melts that on the flat top. He adds mustard into that liquefied fat, and then he puts the ball of beef, which is layered with onions. He smashes that into that liquefied mustard mix. And what the mustard does is that it creates like a tangy, crispy edge on the perimeter of the patty. And then he flips the patty, puts American cheese, stuffs that into a Martin's potato roll. He adds like his own Poppy sauce, which is like a Duke's mayo-based sauce, and it just makes for an incredibly great burger experience. And further to that is he adds a lot of Latin flavors. I believe he's of Puerto Rican and Cuban descent, so he'll add things like sweet plantains and caramelized bananas and chimichurri and guava reductions and mojo pork and stuff like that to a lot of his burgers. Yeah. And it really, it's an outstanding burger experience.
And what's it called again?
It's called Poppy's Smash Burger, and it's right on, I believe it's 60 East Pine Street. It's on Pine Street downtown.
Right on. And for people who don't know, tallow is like, it's rendered beef fat. So basically, instead of using oil or butter on the grill, you're using beef fat. So you get that extra beefy flavor. And I believe because the burn point or the smoke point is good, the smoke point of it is so high that you also get a really good crisp on your burger. And that's where you get that beautiful edge.
Yeah, and he's using American Wagyu, so it's fattier fat. I guess.
Double fat.
Well, it is American.
Well, that sounds
so
great.
It's really good. If you're ever downtown, be sure to check that out. And then also speaking of Cuban, I also reviewed Otto's High Dive before the long weekend, and I know Ross is very excited about this, but they dubbed themselves a neighborhood rum bar, and they make a bevy of like smashing rum-based cocktails and non-rum-based cocktails, and it started the guy who runs it, his name is Justin Levon, and he's been a bartender at the Courtesy and Suffering Bastard and Sunroom and Ravenous Pig and all the the major sort of spots, and he always wanted to open up a rum bar, and he connected with the founders of the Hourglass District. Giovanni Fernandez and Elise Sabatino, and it turned out that Fernandez's grandfather ran a rum bar in Manzanillo, Cuba in the 40s and 50s, and so it was like kismet. They came together, they opened up Otto's, which I believe is named after the son of Giovanni and Elise, and it's like their cocktails are legit good, because everyone who works behind that bar they've worked at all the major cocktail bars in town. They know what they're doing. They're very experienced mixologists, if you will. And I know Ross has a favorite. I believe it was the Fruit Bat.
Yeah, that drink made me go, well, we're coming back here. So I never ate food there, though.
So Fayez, real quick before we get into that, because I do want to find out the food. All I hear about is the cocktails. I will tell you, I tried to make a reservation for this Saturday night because my wife and I were thinking about going downtown to see a comedy show, right? I tried this on Tuesday. No chance. The choices were 4:45 in the afternoon or 9:45 at night. They are packed. I mean, it is a heavy reservation scenario. No, we know the cocktails are good. How's the food?
So the food, it's a pretty tight, focused menu, and it's overseen by the former executive sous chef of the Ravenous Pig. His name is, they call him Handsome Jake. Handsome Jake Edison, and I found that the flavors of all the dishes like ropa vieja and mojo chicken, and they have a medianoche and they have a shrimp cocktail, stuff like that. Simple, but the flavors were, again, like they were so pure, unadulterated, that it really reminded me of the food that I had when I visited Cuba, like 15 years ago. I don't know if anyone here has visited Cuba, but it's a very unspoiled country, and they don't have access to a lot of the imported ingredients that we do here. So what you get there, apart from like all the tourist areas, you will find very sort of like rustic, peasanty, simple food, and it reminded me of that. I don't know why, it just did, because what you're presented with isn't anything like full of frills or it's fancy like plating or anything like that. It's very hearty, kind of like comforting Cuban food,
like the 1.0 version.
Yeah.
Very cool, though.
It's true. There's something to be said about that. That sort of like really back to simple times kind of thing. That's what it reminded me of. But
there's a certain, I think there's a certain romance in that, right? Like getting food that's genuinely authentic from that region. I would think that most people would flock because of that.
Yeah, and it's so also for me tied to memory as well, right? I'm sure like many people who maybe grew up in Cuba or visited Cuba or from, it conjured up that memory for me, and that's what eating, especially eating at restaurants, is all about. That's the part of the overall experience that can really, make a restaurant experience all the better.
Yeah, and you and I have talked a number of times, and when we started introducing you, I had to really make the adjustment to stop saying food critic, because a restaurant critic is way different than a food critic. Food critic is just the food. Restaurant is an experience altogether. From the minute you walk in and meet the greeter or the hostess or host or whomever and get into the restaurant, that entire experience is part of it.
Exactly, and some of the criteria are sort of intangible. Like it's hard to manufacture a vibe. There are restaurants there that just have a vibe that you couldn't buy. All the money in the world couldn't buy it. So it's part of that. That's what makes for me anyway, makes going to restaurants a passion.
Got it, 100%. Ross, question for
So I'm curious. So one thing that when I went there, I got that fruit bat drink and it blew me away. But a close second place for my favorite part of going there was the vibe, the decor. I felt like I was in 1945 underground. I felt like I was walking through a secret. Am I tripping out? Did you feel that, or am I crazy?
No, you're absolutely right. It has that vibe, and maybe it's the decor, maybe it's the clientele, maybe it's everything. The drinks, the good drinks, the decent food, everything that combines to create just that that ambiance, that vibe, that atmo that it makes you want to go back again.
Very cool.
It's one of the first, maybe the first building I walked into and went, wow, the lighting is great.
and by the way, we're talking about Otto's High Dive. You can find it online, and try to make a reservation if you can. Get lucky. Try to bribe somebody or something.
They are still super popular.
Yeah. What else you got out there, buddy? What else is happening?
Let's see what else. So on June the 5th, we'll find out if Kabuki Sushi's Henry Moso wins the James Beard Award. That's on Monday.
Woo!
And a big piece of news related to that is that one of the nominees in his category, that is Best Chef South, was disqualified. And there was like an independent investigation conducted by the James Beard Foundation's Ethics Committee. And they found the chef's name is Timothy Honsus, and he's the chef at Johnny's Restaurant in Homewood, Alabama. They found that he violated the foundation's code of ethics. So, and full disclosure, I've been a judge for the James Beard Foundation for the last 5 years, and the Best Chef South category is one that I was deeply involved in. So I just want to put that out there. But it seems that, evidently anyway, he was yelling and screaming at his workers and at customers, and that may not seem an egregious violation, but I mean, the restaurant industry, it's it's still plagued by a very toxic environment. It lags behind other industries. I mean, if Jim, if you were like, yelling and screaming at Ross every time maybe that's not the best.
Yeah, I was going to say, Harold, don't use that
terrible
because
example.
he actually does do that every single day.
No,
so.
What you just described is called the Jim Colbert Show.
Yeah, exactly. It's
heavy.
A Monday through Friday type situation there, Fayez.
Heavy edit, Fayez. Heavy edit.
But we kind of get what you're talking about.
If he did it on Sunday, that would be bad.
Right. Now, Fayez, the thing is, we know that Henry is, I don't know. It's like when it comes to James Beard, I don't know what it takes. I do know this, that Henry made one of the best meals I've ever eaten in my entire life, and I actually had it with you and your beautiful wife.
Which makes it all the more amazing.
It does. It makes it that much more amazing. Everything takes it a little bit better because of that. But Henry is an unbelievably talented chef, and to be so young and to be this so far ahead is really amazing.
Yeah, he is. He's a very intelligent chef. He really knows what he's doing. He's just like a sponge. He learns so quickly,
and he applies it
so precise. Mm-hmm.
Just so good.
Yeah.
I will tell you, if you ever want to have one of the greatest experiences you can have in the world of culinary, just book an omakase dinner at Kabuki Sushi on Sand Lake and make sure that Henry's cooking for you. I don't know what that costs these days because he's such a superstar, but my God, whatever it is, pay it because the guy is just genuinely amazing. I mean, it's just amazing. Every bite was fantastic. It's a journey.
Agreed.
It's a journey. There's no other way to explain it. It is literally a journey. It's like taking a trip. Simply amazing. What else you got, buddy?
It is. Yeah. Well, we got Bite 30.
That's right.
Bite 30 started, it started yesterday. It runs until July the 9th, and there's thousands of restaurants. Well, maybe not thousands. Scores. What's a score? Like 20 or something?
As many as you want it to be.
Yeah, 4 score. Yeah.
Scores of restaurants that are offering 3-course prefix menus for $35, and it's really a good time to go out and support the restaurants because during the summer season, a lot of restaurants typically see a nosedive in customers. So it's one way just to go out there and support restaurants for, a relatively nominal amount of $35. It's an opportunity perhaps for people who've been meaning to try a restaurant that's been on their list that they haven't really gone to. This is a good opportunity to go to a restaurant and, just try out the food or really just expand your own culinary palate and try something new, So, for this year, I'm kind of excited for the new restaurants that are participating. One of which is the Naughty Lobster.
The
Naughty lobster.
You tried to do Boston and wound up English. Which is
Yes,
weird.
the naughty lobster. Right.
Yeah, I was about to ask you what you would recommend, because if you just go to OrlandoWeekly.com, you can see the Bite 30 list there. They break it up in regions and food styles, Italian, Chinese, whatever you want to do there, and gives you plenty of options to go, and you can actually book reservations to it as well.
Yeah, and Bite30.com has all of the menus posted there as well. So I'm particularly excited about the Naughty Lobster I'm saying it now. The Naughty Lobster in Apopka, Cavas Tacos, which is like a new sort of high-end taqueria by the same owners who run Taverna Opa in Talatoro on iDrive.
Wow.
Yeah, they just opened up a new high-end Mexican place. So they're participating. Shin Jung, the Korean mainstay in Mills 50 on Colonial they're participating. And, there's scores more that you can find on Bite30.com, and all the participating restaurants, all the menus, and $35. That's pretty good.
Can't lose. What's the last place you ate? What's the last place you went to?
The last place I went to was Park Avenue Tavern, and I'm doing the review next week. And let me just say, that's not going to be a good one.
Shots fired.
It's you know what? Maybe we'll talk about this next week.
Yeah.
But when you have a restaurant like the Park Avenue Tavern that's run by, it's a corporate back restaurant. They got a lot of money behind it, and they come in here and offer a inferior product. It's just really disappointing.
Well, and I will tell you, man, and we'll get out of here on this. If you open up a restaurant in this city right now, I don't know about 2 years from now. I don't know about 5 years from now, but if you bring a restaurant into this city right now, you better A-game it, because this is no joke these days in Orlando, Florida. There are not only wonderful choices in food, there is so much diversity in this market now. You have to separate yourself from everybody, or you will get buried quick.
Amen, brother.
I mean, buried. And here's the thing, and I don't believe you can reputation your way through this world anymore. I mean, I know back in the day you could have a name and people would feel brand loyal to you. That doesn't work anymore either, because even if you have a name, your food still has to be amazing, and your experiences too, or you'll get bounced as well.
The Coco Ven experienced that.
Yeah. They were phoning it in.
No.
But no, you're 100% right. You're 100% right, Jim. Yeah, and I think they were sort of reputationing their way into this market, so we can talk about that next week. But.
For sure. You guys give it up. It's OrlandoWeekly.com, Fayez Cara. You can also find him on all social. That's Fayaiz, as he says. K-A.
You completely butchered that.
Yeah, it's Fayaz.
I just said that.
Not kind of. A little bit.
You spell it.
Fayaz, Kara. Unless it's on Instagram, there's an "it's" in front of that. It's Fayez Cara.
Yeah, but you
on
can
Instagram
and OrlandoWeekly.com.
Just go to JimColbertLive.com, click on Primetime Kitchen. All of Fayez's links are right there.
Yeah, it's so much easier, Jack. You should have done that first.
He saw both of you guys, all of that, and he was just watching.
Oh man, I'm gonna hang up with you so that way I can scream at these guys and still keep my beard award.
Yeah.
Hey, buddy, have a good weekend. You guys give it up again. Fayez Cara.
Thanks, guys.
All right, 407-916-1041. Back in a sec with more of the Jim Colbert Show. Thanks for joining us for Primetime Kitchen, brought to you by our friends over at Tools Ace Hardware. Look, guys, when you're dialing in your backyard for those special days, Tools has you covered with the best grills out there, Weber, Traeger, and, of course, Big Green Egg. All the accessories you need, all the smoking wood you need, rubs, marinades, everything to make that outdoor experience amazing. Those family experiences are extremely special. Make sure you're doing it right with one of these great grills from our friends over at Tools Ace Hardware. With 11 locations in Central Florida, chances are you're right around the corner from your next dream grill. Find yours today at toolsacehardware.com.
From the Rude Air Conditioning Weather Center, powered locally by Ferguson HVAC.
I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Allison Gargaro with a look at your Friday forecast. Highs today will be reaching the upper 80s with a mix of sun and clouds. It will be hot and humid. After 2 p.m., we're monitoring a 50% chance for some showers and isolated thunderstorms to be rolling through. Likely going to be seeing heavy rain at times, so do make sure you're staying weather aware. I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Allison Gargaro. Have a great weekend.
This report is sponsored by LASIK Plus.
Do it. Take the first step towards LASIK and score a great deal at LASIK Plus today. Right now, LASIK Plus is offering $1,000 off their Wavelight laser when treated in June. That's $500 off per eye with guaranteed financing. Visit mylasicoffer.com for details.
Man, if you are suffering with terrible eyesight, my father-in-law and my son, I remember years back came to me when I was talking about Dr. Filatowski to him, and they're like, man, is it real? I mean, is it that miraculous? And I just kind of laughed. I was like, guys, yes, it is that miraculous. And they're like, it doesn't even seem like it'd be that good. And I said, just do the consultation. If you do the consultation and let these guys talk to you, they'll explain exactly what's going to happen, and then you can see the results. You can actually talk to people who've had it in the facility, and they will tell you for sure. And guys, that's exactly what happened. My son, 18 years old when I got this, and my father-in-law, I think, was in his early 50s. And their lives changed. Crystal clear vision overnight. It's just that simple. And that's one of the reasons these guys are recognized leaders in vision correction surgery here in Central Florida. And one of the many reasons I trust them. I give this endorsement out gladly. Every single day, I would tell people, if your eyes are bad and you have blurry vision and it sucks, you can go to the Filatowski Eye Institute and they will take care of it. They use the best tech out there, and that's why most people can return to work the very next day. You can start seeing the way you were actually meant to with the Filatowski Eye Institute. Just text 1041 to 868686. That way you can schedule your consultation to find out what they can do for you. And they even offer 24-month interest-free financing to qualified patients. Again, schedule that consultation. Just text 1041 to the number 868686. It's the Filatowski Eye Institute. They are the smart choice and the only choice for LASIK vision correction.
Slowed down, held back, inhibited. What you get out depends on what you put in. Rejuvenate your engine's performance with Shell V-Power Nitro Plus Premium Gasoline, because true performance knows no bounds. New and improved Shell V-Power Nitro Plus removes up to 100% of performance-robbing deposits to rejuvenate your engine's performance. Continuous use in gasoline direct injection engine fuel injectors.
When you open your hopper, you don't fill it with just any hardwood pellets, right? You fill it with Kingsford 100% hardwood blend pellets. Made right here in the USA with North American ingredients and a 100% natural hardwood blend, Kingsford pellets can be used on any pellet grill and add delicious smoky flavor to any meal. Kingsford's the name you trust for the low and slow cooking you crave. So look for Kingsford 100% hardwood blend pellets. Kingsford.com.
Get this. Joey and me were supposed to go to this concert next week, right? But then something terrible happened. Joey was driving without a seatbelt. But he didn't wreck. No, he got pulled over. Now Joey has to pay for a seatbelt ticket instead of a concert ticket, and I have to go by myself. How lame is that? So Joey, if you're out there, you're an idiot. Wear your seatbelt or you'll get a ticket.
All across the country, cops are cracking down. Click it or ticket, day and night.
Funded by the Florida Department of Transportation.
Summer at Racetrack. The sun's out and savings are in. We've got the deals to keep you deal-lighted all summer long. Stop in and buy any 20-ounce bottle of soda and sip on another for only $1. But the party doesn't stop there. Snag one slice of pizza and get another for only $1. More soda and more pizza. Saving money never tasted so good. Now that's how you make summer delightful. Racetrack. Whatever gets you going. Restrictions apply. Limited time only while supplies last. See store for details.
Grab your shades, your flip-flops, and your free iHeartRadio app for the unofficial start of summer 2023. No matter where you go this summer, your favorite radio station, the music you love, and the best podcasts in the world will be along for the adventure. Download the free iHeartRadio app today.
Here at the Almond Joy Factory, where tropical vibes abound, we use soft, fresh-tasting coconut.
The crunchiest almonds and delicious chocolate candy.
But do you know what our most important ingredient is? Sometimes you feel like a nut.
Sometimes you don't.
Almond Joy's got nuts and something even way better than that. Yes, Almond Joy is made with almonds and joy.
Do you struggle with occasional nerve aches in your hands or feet? Try Nervive Nerve Relief from the world's #1 nerve care company. Nervive tablets contain alpha-lipoic acid to relieve nerve aches, weakness, and discomfort, plus B-complex vitamins to support healthy nerve function as you age. Live life with less nerve discomfort with Nervive Nerve Relief. Learn more at nervivehealth.com. And try Nervive Pain Relieving Cream to block nerve pain signals at the source. Use as directed.
Interest rates may be going up everywhere else, but at International Diamond Center, we've got the relief you need. We've slashed interest rates down to 0 for 5 whole years, so you can get that $6,000 designer ring and pay just $100 a month. A $3,000 pair of diamond earrings, just $50 a month. Bands, bracelets, designer jewelry, even GIA certified diamonds. Buy now and spread your payments over 5 years without a dime in interest. It's the easiest and smartest way to buy. Now for a limited time at IDC.
Get the lowest interest rate on the planet right now at International Diamond Center. 0% for 5 whole years. That's right. Instead of 7%, 12%, or 22%, IDC has rolled back to 0% interest financing. How about a $12,000 GIA certified diamond for just $200 a month? Yep, all hand-picked diamonds are included in this incredible offer, so you can go big. All fine designer jewelry, all colored gemstones. 5 years, 0 interest financing. Now through July 2nd only at International Diamond Center.
4 Orlando locations. Unapproved credit.
This earful of Real Radio is brought to you by Tools Ace Hardware.
Radio 104.1.
The Jim Colbert Show returns now on Real Radio 104.
Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show, Real Radio 104.1, 407-916-1041. You can always text us at 77031. We get a lot of those, and we appreciate every one of them. Even if you call me names, say awful stuff that isn't true, I get it, whatever. It's fine. I'm thick.
Not anymore?
Not that much. 210, your boy's getting lean. Lean. Start the high jump team tomorrow.
I know that.
Shut up, Jack.
I know that you don't do well with compliments, and I know that you would never burn a segment for your own weight loss.
I would not.
But my God.
Yeah, it's good, right? I'm pretty happy about it. I have to tell you, and I'm able to maintain. I'm like 210 right now, and I'm
look at him! Are you telling me?
I'm watching all the hearts pour out of your eyes as you.
Jack, don't get mad.
Look at him.
Don't get mad because he doesn't emoji you.
He does not.
No, here's the thing.
But I do know it's real thin around his neck too, in the face. It looks, he looks normal.
You're anti-jowl.
Sons of bitches.
There's no more weird neck butt cheek.
Jack just headbutted the mic, and I think it's the funniest thing ever. Screw you.
Did he really? Was that sound?
And where's my headphones?
And I can see his picking scab too. You son of a bitch.
Yeah.
Weirdo.
You know what's so funny?
That is a thing.
So Jack definitely has a picking scar,
he does.
Right?
Oh man, you see him on camera all the time, inadvertently going up there to.
Some people.
Everybody's like, Jack's had a wasp bite for 20 years.
Yeah. Some people do that. You know, they just pick this little scab, and then it heals, and then they pick it again, and
I
then
think they're called crackheads.
So I went ahead one day. I just looked at Jack and I went, "Why don't you just wear a long sleeve shirt?" And he went, "That's a great idea. I've never thought of that."
Didn't you put a Band-Aid on it for a while or something?
I did.
It's one area, right? It's just one thing.
Okay, exactly what I'm doing now without even thinking about it. I fold my arms like that and I put my hand over it and then I feel it.
Yeah.
And once you feel it, all bets are off.
Yeah.
So the long sleeve did help, and I was trying to do a Band-Aid, but who wants to wear long sleeves in Florida in the summer?
Wait a second here.
All right.
He's got a pick spot on both arms because today we're seeing the one on his left arm. Yeah,
Jack,
look at that.
God.
Every day you see him going after himself. I've wanted to go in there. You know what, Ross? We're going to put a rubber band on Jack's wrist, and every time you see him picking, go over there and snap it.
Oh, that's right. That's a really good thing to do.
Snap it.
Spread hot sauce on it.
Yeah, that's what I do. That's my, answer for everything.
Pickleback Jack is on board.
Yeah, Pickleback Jack.
Hot damn.
Might be the first time he's referred to himself as such, as the new nickname has happened this week.
It has, and the listeners are already texting it to 77031. We've got a few Pickleback Jacks on there today.
Well, I got to tell you, I do not have that picking thing, but I got the beard twisting thing.
Oh, yeah.
God, that is terrible. And I twist a hole in my beard, but it's underneath. You can't really see it. But I don't do it as much as I used to. Because when I started the show, I had so much anxiety about it, doing all right, that I would drive myself crazy doing it, but I don't do it much anymore.
I got a new thing. I got a new tick. I bite my ring.
You what?
I bite.
What? You bite your wedding ring?
Yeah, I bite it.
Wait a second. The guy who twists a hole of hair out of his face doesn't get to talk about the guy biting his wedding ring.
Twisting your beard is
way
different than tonguing your ring.
He's not tonguing it. He's biting it.
There's some tongue in there, too.
It's pretty innocuous twisting your beard. What's really gross is using your car keys to clean your ears.
Oh,
that's disgusting.
Oh, or your glasses arm. Yeah.
Is that Jim?
Oh, my God.
Oh, look at you, Matt. What happened to Judgy Pants?
Seriously.
What happened to Judgy Pants? Where's SpongeBob Judge Pants?
The worst.
Where'd he go?
I'm going to tell you something. The worst part of that entire thing is it's like Jack's picking. It's so subconscious. I'll be talking. God almighty. I was at lunch with not a client, but somebody we're going to start doing some stuff with you, and we're talking, and I started going to my ear with him, and I'm like, what are you doing? Oh my God. I was like right in front of her while I was talking. I was about to start digging my ear with my glasses arm. Oh my God, I was in traffic. Listen, hold on. Coming to work today, I'm in traffic, and I look over, and there is this super hot girl, probably 30, blonde, gorgeous girl, right? Stone cold, 2 knuckles in their nose. Oh yeah. I looked over, I'm like, your eye is moving. Your finger is so far into that nostril, it is literally moving your eyeball. And then she looked at it like she was like a catcher on a baseball team.
Ew.
I was like, oh, you are a disgusting pig.
Now you're gonna look at it.
You want to look at
it, see if you got it.
No, you don't. And she knows she got it. It was weighing her hand down.
She threw it overhand.
She gained muscle mass that day.
Did a couple curls.
It's like a workout.
Have you bit marks into your ring though?
I don't think I have, and I also love taking it on and off. I do this all the time just because it's a little loose.
No, I wouldn't. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I got to get it resized.
It's like you're giving your finger a reach around.
Yeah, it's weird. It's a weird thing I do.
That's your second ring, right? The
No.
first one you lost in Hawaii?
This is the same ring.
Oh, that's right. You found that one.
I did.
Yeah.
I didn't. Somebody else did.
Which is amazing. Yeah. Is that why you bite it?
I don't know. I've never had a ring.
Does your wife know you do that? That's really bizarre, buddy.
No, it's actually
ear digger.
First time I told anybody.
Ear digger. New Kanye song.
All right.
It's going to be a new monster truck.
916-10410. Could you imagine? It's just got one big finger.
No, it'd be a car key.
Yeah.
You don't use your finger.
It's just one finger with a bug on it.
And switch, you use the Q-tip for ignition.
Oh.
None of this makes sense, man. This monster truck is weird. Hey, just swab it up.
Listen, my ear itches. That's all it is. And the key offers the perfect amount of coverage to scratch it. Oh, it itches so crazy. Ear itches is awesome. You guys like get it when you get itches and you scratch them, how good that feels?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, ant bites are the best, by the way, / worst.
Do you? Yeah.
Yeah, because they really itch so perfectly.
And they hurt.
Oh, so good.
That's a hurt so good.
Oh, it is a hurt so good scenario.
Like,
I will melt when my wife scratches my back. If I have a couple bites, it just takes me to my knees. I like it so much.
It's just nails. It's just nails, soft nails on an ant bite.
No, I want them. I want scratchy ass nails. I actually tell her what nail job to get so it can scratch me the best.
That is odd.
That's weird.
Yeah,
okay, you're just
it's
right
not
back
weird.
up in Freaky Friday
Stop
zone.
Stop staring at me. All right, Rich Tip's up next.
Displaying a level of apathy that can only be achieved through years of studying. Okay, guess you don't want to be petted. Cats. Real Radio 104.1.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
Slowdowns continue in the usual spots on I-4 this afternoon, east and westbound between the Greenway and Osceola Polk Line Road. Looking at a crash blocking multiple lanes westbound on the 408 near the Greenway exit. Another crash blocks the northbound left lane on Narcoossee at the beach line. If you see other traffic problems today, make sure you're calling the Safe Touch Security Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by Mattress Firm. Make your summer getaway to a new bed. Shop Mattress Firm's Memorial Day sale. Save up to 50% on top brands, with Queen starting at just $179.99. Plus, save up to $500 on select Tempur-Pedic adjustable mattress sets.
Inflation running high. Nobody knows when it's going to level out. That's why you have to buy your windows and doors right now at FAS Windows and Doors and lock in your price. They have the biggest showroom in all of Central Florida, 38 unique windows ready for you to operate, play with, pick out your favorites, have them installed. They're all built with impact-resistant glass for security, noise reduction, and maximum efficiency. Plus, they have a full selection of hurricane windows and doors, which is a perfect time of year to consider that. Estimates always free at FAS, and the cool thing is they give you plenty of options. That way you know exactly what you're getting. Plus, all these products have a lifetime warranty. And if you act right now, now? How about rebates of $55 per window and $95 per door? No money, no money down, no interest, no payments for 12 months. Their showroom is easy to find, Fairbanks and I-4. When you go in, you'll see these windows. Pick out the ones you like and have them installed because your house will be better. It'll feel better. It'll be safer. Your AC will work less, which means it'll last longer, and your power bill will go down. Hop online today and book your appointment. It's FASWD.com.
Hi, this is Osceola County Sheriff Marcos Lopez. Please join us Saturday, June 10th at the Promenade Sunset Walk for the 2nd Annual Teen Driver Challenge Car and Truck Show. See you there.
Live music from DJ K1X and the Society Band. Over 30 restaurants and shops, demonstrations, simulators, police helicopter, and more. Car show entry, $30. All proceeds benefit the Teen Driver Education Program. Free admission and parking for spectators. Show car tickets and all info at sunsetwalk.com.
I love mornings, which is a good thing since the Today Show starts early.
Good morning, welcome to Today.
Those first hours set the tone for the day ahead.
We're here to give you the best start. You get the news, learn something new, and even get a little boost.
You start the day off with a clean slate, and we hope you'll start it with us.
We begin our day so you can take on yours.
Because every day needs Today.
Watch the Today Show weekday mornings at 7 on NBC. I'm good at cutting hair, but I never cut my budget too close.
Amscott's installment cash advance from $100 to $1,000 could mean more money and more time to pay it back. And no credit check. Amscott, some restrictions apply, subject to approval.
Looking for affordable prescription prices? You can easily find the lowest prices for prescriptions by visiting myfloриdarx.com. It's simple to use our price transparency tool to compare drug prices at pharmacies across Florida and make the best informed decision. Unlock the power of transparency right now at myfloриdarx.com. Take control of your health and wallet with myfloриdarx.com.
The number one cause of accidents is distracted driving, like cell phones, eating, and playing with the radio. So leave it right here on Real Radio. Injured on the go? Just call Mo.com. Mo DeWitt, Orlando's injury attorney.
What's worse than calling your groin your junk? Treating it like junk. Respect your pubic region with Gillette Intimate. Gentle and easy pubic hair care from America's #1 trusted men's grooming brand. Gillette, the best a man can get. Buy now at a retailer near you.
Results of negotiations not guaranteed. Not available in all states. Approximate discounts of up to half before our fees based on an average enrolled debt and results.
If your credit card debt is out of control, if you're in over your head in monthly payments, there's a secret the credit card companies don't want you to know. If you have more than $10,000 in credit card debt, you have the right to let us settle that debt for a fraction of what you owe. That's bad news for the credit card companies, but it's great news for you. We're Credit Associates, and we're offering you free information on how to completely resolve your credit card debt with a monthly payment you can afford. To see how much you could save, call now. 800-500-6135. Don't declare bankruptcy. Don't consolidate. Give us 10 minutes, and we could save you thousands and offer a guarantee, so there's no risk to call now. 800-500-6135. For the secret the credit card companies don't want you to know. Call Credit Associates for free now and see how much money you could save. Call 800-500-6135. 800-500-6135.
If you're a Dunkin' Rewards member, you can get a $3 medium Dunkin' Refresher every day all month long. Not a member? Join on the app. Limit 1 per member per day. Additional charges and terms may apply. Exclusions may apply. Participation may vary. Limited time offer.
Are you suffering from seasonal allergies? Because you're not alone. Experts say pollen season started earlier this year and will last longer, and that folks who've never had issues before are feeling miserable. I'm Martin Hoke, inventor of Navage, the world's only nose cleaner with powered suction. Over 3 million people use Navage to pull saline in one nostril, around the back of the nose, and out the other nostril, helping to flush out allergens, mucus, and germs. Navage helps clear your sinuses quickly and naturally. But what about other people's experiences, like Miss Clement? Quote, I chose Navage because of my persistent allergies. Navage works. While using it, I cut back on allergy meds and occasional shots at my doctor's office. Unquote. That's one of over 120,000 reviews with a 4.6-star average written by people who use Navage to breathe better, snore less, and feel healthier. Stop suffering and try Navage today at Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, and Target. Navage, N-A-V-A-G-E. Clean nose, healthy life.
At Morgan & Morgan, the fee is free. You don't pay us anything unless we win your case.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Find out at whenyounneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Obviously, this is why YouTube was created. Obviously, at Jim Colbert Show on YouTube.
Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show, Real Radio 104.1, 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. This song's about something I plan on not being this weekend.
Oops.
Welcome back. I'm Jim. Deb is here.
Shouldn't have celebrated that much.
Jack is here.
You?
Ross is here.
I get drunk.
Let's do rich tips.
Want to get rich? Of course you do. Well, Candace is here to give you a clue. These tips are for entertainment purposes and are not endorsed by the show station or company. That should cover our ass, right? Anyway, it's time for Rich Tips.
Good and loud for Candace Rich, guys.
Yay!
Oh, yeah. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Candace.
Get off my ass by the apple card.
Happy birthday to you.
All right.
And many more.
So tell us, what's 36 about? What's 36 all about?
Oh, I know. Thank you so much. I keep you.
Happy birthday. How you doing?
Thank you. Great. Fantastic.
Good
now.
to see you. How's things?
They are good. They are
they
good.
real good?
Very good. It's
Well,
been a good day.
What are you looking at me all sideways for?
Sorry.
Okay.
Because Deborah just like.
I did a little shimmy.
She gave me.
A little
She got me
shimmy?
a little.
A little boob shimmy?
Hot and
made me a little
bothered.
nervous.
Well, that happens. That
No, they're
happens.
still in.
All right. I got to show you this. That way,
do we have to dump
You're
that?
gonna show me how much money you've spent?
No, not how much money I've spent because I haven't
How much
used it.
money
I haven't spent any money today, but there it is. You can see it's right there. The
You've
balance
had
is
2
zero.
days. You haven't.
No, I
bought
haven't.
anything.
I'm nothing. I haven't bought anything. I'm telling you, we're
Let's
doing
go. Here, give me your phone. I'll help you
No,
out.
stop.
Let's buy something. Buy
I'm
a
good at this.
Roomba.
You know what was kind of weird about this? And it was weird because I didn't tell my wife I was doing this.
Oh no.
And it just completely slipped my mind. And I come in there and I was like, I threw that thing on the counter. It's like, the card is titanium. So it's flopping around the counter. She goes, what's that? I'm like, that's my new Apple card. She goes, why didn't you tell me about that? And I was like, oh, Jesus. I said, just forgot. She goes, that's weird. I'm like, no, it's not. I just forgot. Nothing crazy.
Don't you remember the first 4 months of delays is I got to go home and talk to Tori about it.
Exactly right.
Tell her to pull up the podcast.
Yeah, no.
I forgot that part. Thank you, Jack. I forgot that part.
As a matter of fact, Jimmy, you should throw it back at her and say, well, why don't you listen to the show?
Oh, yeah, you should.
I'm
It's
right
like I'm
there
working.
with you, Jim. I always forget that doing the show still real life. Yeah. Our words
Still has an impact.
Yeah, a lot of consequences. Nothing recently.
Nothing recent.
Yeah, it was like 3 days ago.
No, oh, yeah, wow. 3 days ago. Huh? So what's going on? What's happening?
Well, since it's my birthday, I wanted to I'm going to honor my parents for something that they did very well.
Oh, that's awesome. I love this because this is a good thing because that's where really this starts with your kids.
Sure. Well, they didn't do it for my kids. They did it for my kids, not me.
Yeah, I know, but
I love them.
What I'm saying is, it's when parents teach their kids, like the one thing that we used to tell our kids that people had a problem with for a while is we let our kids know exactly how much it cost to run the house. How much the mortgage was, how much insurance was, how much the cell phones were, how much power and water, how much clothing and food cost. That way they understood what exactly it took to run our house every month. And it gave them a better idea of what we dealt with as a family financially. But tell you, it was one of the best things I ever did.
We did not even do that. We didn't share all the details with them, but we tried to tell them, break things down, and there's a spreadsheet for it all at my house.
Absolutely.
But for my parents, what they did for my children, like I said, they didn't do it for me, but they meant well. No, this is a great idea for all grandparents out there, parents alike, is my parents, for each one of my kids' birthdays and Christmas, and sometimes like when they were confirmed or had their first communion and would get a gift, they gave them $200 that went into a custodial account, a custodial stock account. So part of like my kids growing up, they would meet with my dad or my dad and my mom, and they would pick out which stocks they wanted to buy.
Cool.
And so they would buy whatever stocks they wanted. My dad didn't limit them, but it was a conversation they would have. Well, why do you want this stock? What interests you about this? So someone bought Amazon way back when.
Wow, really?
One bought Disney, and they did very well. So overall, just rough numbers. Between, my dad put in about $200 each holiday. So they would get at least $400 a year.
Okay.
One child got about $6,500 in total deposits, and the other one got about $7,500. They're both.
Does your family need any new members or anything?
Right?
I will put my hair in
They
pigtails.
didn't do it for me either.
So that's from when they were really young all the way through high school is what
all
you're
the way
saying.
through,
So
right.
this is years of Coleman. Yeah.
So it adds, but that's the total deposits, right? Each one of those children has over $20,000 now.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
And it's just set up and my dad set it up so that they can do what they want with it. Maybe use it for a down payment for a first house.
Yeah.
Or,
Vehicle.
pay for some school if they need
Sure,
to. But
yeah.
it's up to them, and he didn't limit them on what they could do.
Wow, really? That's a really cool idea. It doesn't have to be $200, right? It can be any amount you want.
$50.
Now, let me ask, how did he choose what stocks to offer them? Would he choose something that he knew that they would recognize, like the Amazon, Disney,
Walmart,
Beats, whatever?
Yeah. And so what's funny is one of my younger son ended up outperforming my older son's account with less deposits, and severely outperforming. We never told them or anything, but it was just interesting because they made their own picks. And one of the stocks he picked was from his middle school science teacher was talking about this company called Stryker, which does medical devices and stuff.
Yeah.
And he got in on it early, and he made a whole lot of money from Stryker.
Wow.
And so it was just interesting how because they were suddenly interested in finance and the economy. And so it kind of just woke up that part of the brain that wouldn't necessarily have been there. I'm kind of interested in how Walmart's doing now as a company.
And I will tell you, I believe that's kind of, I'll tell you why I think that's interesting, is you don't have any, as a kid, let's say you're 10, you don't have any knowledge really of the stock market, but what you do know is the things that you see on social media, the things you hear from your friends. It could be something like a solar company that they just hear because they know solar's a big thing, and they see on TV people talking about that or something.
No, they just give their money to Ross and let him put it in wheat stock.
I was going to say the same thing. You can always get pot stock.
My God, I'm glad he's not my grandfather.
Well, this is an awesome way to get to kind of break your kids into, getting, them acclimated to how our economy works. But what about the idea of not buying stock because you just like the company? Or I assume Disney because they're a fan of Disney, right. So that they buy that stock. And as a kid, that seems logical and probably the easiest way to go. But
it's an easy bridge to a conversation that you can have with kids. So why do you like that company? You really think that, it's the same reason why when I talked about Carnival stock, which side note, they're doing really well right now, Joe. When I talked about it, it was $6.70 a share, and I think yesterday I know it closed at $11.85 a share.
Wow, you would have doubled your money had you put it in when you talked about it in about a year, not even, right?
Just a side note.
Yeah, okay.
well, she did. I think her point is you would have doubled your money.
Right.
Yeah. Just like that stock and Impossible Meat.
You think she said that a year ago?
Is that when it was or no?
No, it was in. I can tell you. I think it was October.
Of this year, of last year?
Yeah. I said that on air on October 20. No, October.
How do you even
7th.
have that available? How do you have that?
I have notes about what I've talked about.
Well, I don't. Who does that?
People that are responsible.
Okay, well I don't do that. I don't take notes of every conversation. My God, if I did that, you'd be able to hold me to the fire.
Watch that. What did we talk about yesterday?
No idea.
What did we talk about at 3?
Yeah, last segment.
Just my segment.
So that's interesting. So are you doing this with your kids, or did you?
No, I didn't. My parents did, and that's what I think made it neat, though, because it promoted a conversation between my parents and the kids, and they had it was something because my dad didn't do it. Wasn't you can just call Poppy up and say I want to buy this. No, you're going to go over to Poppy's house and you're going to talk to him about it, and he's going to question you about it, and then we're going to see.
And it's probably a great way to do it with the grandparents because I don't know if you noticed.
Removed.
Well, it's not something from the parents.
Right, yeah, you're not being told what to do.
It's grandparents, that you take away that first layer of, ugh.
Yeah, you just have to eat the bowl of Werther's and listen to their stories about the war.
You got to jump through more hoops to get what you want.
Yeah, exactly. But what a great lesson to learn, because I can think of a handful of adults who'd probably learn the stock market better that way.
Well, and so I did discuss this with my dad a little bit to kind of see there's a couple of other advantages to it. But one thing that made me think of it was, I had a grandmother that bought me an angel every year. I got an angel. It was it was a certain sculptor, whatever. And the year 1, I got the number 1 angel and 2, whatever. And so I remember that. But other than that, I don't have a specific memory of gifts from my grandparents or whatever. And this way, it's a trust fund that they've set up. And it's like you've watched this money grow that you've gotten every year, and you know exactly where all your gifts are.
I was going to ask you custodial account. I've actually not heard that term used before. What exactly is a custodial account? Can anybody open one?
Yes. So you could open one for any minor child. You do need their social security number. So
it has to be a minor?
Yes, a custodial account is for a minor child.
Oh, it is. So basically, it's just you maintaining an account for someone else.
Right, and then once they're 18 or 21, depending on the state, it becomes their money.
Wow, really?
Mm-hmm.
Automatically, with the grandfather or grandmother, they don't have to sign it over. It's just in the build of that account. It just automatically goes to them.
Mm-hmm.
That's very cool.
And as long as they're not making tons and tons of money, their capital gains are protected from taxes too, because they don't make enough money.
Right, you don't make enough money. Yeah.
What a great lesson.
So interestingly, so you put the initial 200 in, right? And so that buys, let's say at Disney, that probably bought what?
A share.
5, one or two,
right.
Maybe 5 shares or whatever it was back in the day. And then as you add money in, it automatically only buys that stock again, or can
then
you
it's
choose?
another conversation with Nana and Poppy about. So what do you want to do with this money?
Oh,
right?
I see.
So it's a twice-a-year conversation at least.
But if they wanted to, they could just say, hey, just buy more Disney. Just buy more Disney. Because they could see how it's reacting year to year. So they could say, hey, it looks like that's doing quite well. Let's just keep buying that.
Right.
Or maybe Disney's a little flat, or if the margin's a little lower, you could say, let's try something new. Amazon, Home Depot, Lowe's, whatever.
But anything your kids are buying, under the age of 10, yeah, for sure. Anything they're hearing about is stuff that we're not necessarily in the know about.
Right.
And they're not buying such little amount of it. Let them explore. Let them fail or succeed. If it's a long-term investment, they're going to make out.
Got to get on the AI chip business right now, guys.
Real quick, just wanted to give a thank you to you from someone who texted us at 77031 to bought Carnival with that tip.
Oh, good.
So one happy listener.
See? It was.
So it said what I made on Carnival offset my losses on Amazon. Thanks, Candace.
I didn't say anything on Amazon.
Yeah. What are you invested in right now? What do you like right now?
Oh, I still have Carnival. I bought some Netflix when it was down to about $180 a share back when everyone was dogging on Netflix the first time they came out with the password scare. So I got a little bit of that, and I keep telling my husband, you should have let me buy more.
Is it going up?
It's doubled now, so I'm very happy with that.
Oh, my goodness. Has it really?
I bought it at like $185 a share, and I think last I looked, it was like $360.
Damn, really? Wow.
So I didn't buy a ton of it.
Are you very selective when it comes to stuff like that? You only choose a certain sector to invest in, or do you do a lot of research, or is it just a vibe?
I used to. We really don't play around in stocks a whole lot. I mean, that's
dangerous.
It is. I mean, I honestly, we have a good portion of my husband's retirement that's in his company stock, and then we have these small stock accounts that we play with, but for the most part, we're
even the
in
blue
mutual
chippers.
funds.
Even the blue chippers, yeah, same here.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm this guy. Put the bulldozer in first, and let your foot off the clutch, and fill it up the tank, and then just let it do what it's going to do.
But the total opposite is true for kids, which is why I'm mentioning it today, because they really can look at the long term. It should be a long term 18-year investment. That's the perfect way to do it.
Absolutely, 100%.
Get paid dividends. Get a good stock that pays a nice quarterly dividend, and always get paid those dividends.
That's right. Absolutely. Wow,
damn.
good stuff. That's a really good segment today, man. I mean, that's something I never even really thought about as doing that. That's a really good job. So check that out. And by the way, we'll put this up on JimColbertLive.com. Jack, we put her segment up on the goods, right? Or
it is. Yeah. It's under the goods.
So you go to the goods, JimColbertLive.com. All of Candace's segments are there. But if you didn't hear any of this one, you can replay the entire thing and listen again.
I had a quick funny story to tell you.
Tell me.
I had my first time somebody recognized me this week from this segment.
Really?
So I did. I called into my doctor's office. And I was going to just make an appointment. And so she asked my date of birth, and she said your name. And I said, Candace Rich. She goes, Candace Rich, you do Rich Tips? I said, I do. And then I just started laughing. I said, how am I ever going to share this? And well, first I said, you're in St. Augustine. How are you listening? She said, I listen on iHeart app every day. So to you, Jack. And I said, well, thank you very much. I said, I don't know how I'm going to share that my psychiatrist receptionist recognized me.
It's okay. Glenn Klausman was recognized after a colonoscopy.
That's the greatest.
He wins. Thanks a lot. Great job as always. Give it up for Candace on her birthday. Happy birthday. I feel like we should do something extra for you. I'll give you one extra hug before we go. Okay?
Oh, thank you.
Wow.
HR.
All right.
Don't be jealous.
HR.com. Check it out.
What about me?
407-916-1041. Text to 777-031. Back in a sec with more of the Jim Colbert Show. Thanks again, Candace.
Real radio is Real Music Weekends. Music Weekends. This weekend on Real Radio 104.1. Brought to you by attorney Mo DeWitt. Injured on the go? Just call Mo.com.
From the Goldsmith Jewelry Shop Traffic Center. Lowest prices on the highest quality jewelry. GoldsmithJewelry.com.
Looking at some slow traffic on I-4 westbound this afternoon in the Orlando area as you travel between the Beach Line and 535, as well as westbound between Parr Street and Robinson Street. Looking at a crash still causing some minor delays on the 408 westbound, blocking the right lane near the Greenway exit. No problems or delays to report right now for those traveling along the Beach Line itself or on the Greenway. If you see traffic problems, call the Safe Touch Security Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by Wawa. A Wawa smoothie is a deliciously smooth way to start the end of your day. Enjoy a delicious Wawa fruit or cream smoothie with Wawa smoothies. Transitions in your day couldn't be smoother. Gotta have a Wawa.
The Jim Colbert Show question of the day is brought to you by MyHomeBuildersNetwork.com. Thanks to Mike the Home Builder, not only for sponsoring our question of the day, but also putting a new roof on my home. Did that earlier this year, thanks to my insurance company who said, you should get a new roof. Matter of fact, you have to get a new roof. So I did shop around. I got a few quotes, but I definitely went with MyHomeBuildersNetwork.com because Mike the Home Builder, not only did he come in with the best quote, it was great quality, great installation, great service, all at that fair price. Man, use someone local, someone you can trust. And that's the thing. Mike, the home builder, has been advertising on Real Radio for well over a decade. Great guy. Trust him. MyHomeBuildersNetwork.com. Whether it's a roof, windows, gutters, or doors, MyHomeBuildersNetwork.com.
This earful of Real Radio is sponsored by Wassey's Meat Market, the best place to buy a big green egg.
When do you know you've seen the green monster? Well, pick your game, sit down, and hold on to your cards, because here comes Quadzilla. It's Monster Quads at Orange City or Daytona Beach Racing and Card Clubs, Wednesday, June 7th from 11 a.m. through midnight. Hit the predetermined quads of the hour and win. If not hit, the monster rolls over. Quadzilla at Orange City Racing and Card Club, just off I-4 exit 111B on Saxon Boulevard. Don't let it scare you.
Are you ready?
You ready?
Are you ready to have a good time? How hard are you ready?
Ready to do this.
Get ready. Our iHeartRadio Music Festival is back.
This festival is insane to bring all these different types of music together.
Can you believe all the artists performing? And this year, you'll be able to watch live on Hulu.
The biggest stars from all walks of music.
Be here as our 2023 iHeartRadio Music Festival lineup is revealed. Tuesday morning at 8 a.m.
Summer's heating things up, outside and on the grill. Whether you're smoking a brisket or grilling up veggies, Kingsford Original Charcoal delivers the consistent performance and smoky wood-fired flavor barbecuers crave. Kingsford Original lights faster and has a long burn time, giving you the ultimate grilling experience. So grab a bag of Kingsford Original Charcoal. Kingsford.com. Kingsford Original Charcoal lights faster and delivers consistent performance compared to nationally available charcoal in the USA.
Visit healthfinder.fl.gov to get the information you need to make better healthcare decisions. At this one-stop shop, you can compare drug prices at pharmacies, check your hospital's patient safety record, or find the average cost of outpatient procedures. With up-to-date information at your fingertips, you'll be able to trust your healthcare choices and save money with healthfinder.fl.gov. At the click of a button, you can make safe, affordable healthcare choices and enjoy a better healthcare experience with healthfinder.fl.gov.
If you're hiring, it can feel like you're trying to find a needle in a haystack. You can hope the right person comes along, or you can just use ZipRecruiter. And now you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. In fact, ZipRecruiter has helped a lot of business owners find their needle in a haystack, like Marco, president of operations at Telly Tires and Auto Centers. Because Telly Tires has grown a lot in the last few years, Marco needed to hire everyone from a receptionist to a store manager to a head mechanic.
ZipRecruiter helps me find all the right people, even the most difficult jobs to fill. ZipRecruiter helps me keep my business running.
Take it from Marco and millions of other businesses who've used ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter can help you find the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/RADIO. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire.
Welcome back. Dave and Herb here, and we're talking fresh.
Fresh from Florida, that is. Dave, tell our listeners about the produce that's in season.
There's tomatoes, broccoli, watermelon, freppers, spinach.
Wait, hold it. You're just putting fra in front of produce.
Yeah, as in fresh from Florida.
Produce tastes better when it's grown closer to home. You don't need to make up words.
Really?
Ugh, friends, visit followfreshfromflorida.com to see what's in season.
Don't you mean .from?
Ugh, really?
To everyone who craves a fresh meal made just for you, let our team member Jacob share what's special about Culver's.
In Wisconsin, our food comes from the heart, and taking the time to handcraft your meal with care is how we've always done it at Culver's. It's why your Butterburger doesn't touch the grill until after you order, so every bite is hot and juicy every time. Because we love making you a burger that tastes exactly how it should.
Come to Culver's and let us serve you a Butterburger made special just for you. From Wisconsin with love. Welcome to Delicious. To everyone who craves a handcrafted treat, let our team member Sephora tell you about a Culver's favorite.
We make our thick and creamy fresh frozen custard in small batches all throughout the day. And we mean all day, every day. From our supremely rich shakes and concrete mixers to our freshly scooped dishes and cones, we handcraft every bite to pure perfection. Making you a sweet treat with care is the best part of my day.
Come to Culver's and get a taste of our fresh frozen custard.
From Wisconsin with love.
Welcome to Delicious.
Hi, I'm Pastor Jeff Shreve, and I invite you to follow me as we pursue wisdom and peace through Pray.com's new podcast, Weekly Wisdom. Every week, we will embark on a journey through the Bible to discover encouraging truths and wisdom to last a lifetime. The Bible says wisdom is like a teacher standing at the gate, calling for us to hear her words before it's too late. Will you answer that call? Listen to Weekly Wisdom with Pastor Jeff Shreve on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
If you suffered an injury at a place of business, dial pound law. That's all. Morgan & Morgan.
If you don't know what web goals are, consider yourself lucky. If you feel like helping out, go to JimColbertLive.com and look at stuff.
That check came in. Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show. Real Radio 104.1, 407-916-1041. You can always text us at 77031. Big thanks to Candace Rich, who comes in and does this segment. She lives in Jacksonville, by the way.
Yeah, she does.
In town for the big monster event tonight in Mount Dora that's going to tear that city apart.
Oh, man.
Good luck.
Oh, dude.
I don't know how. Have they been out and done a big event in a while? I mean, like a big event where there's like this, where it's a ticketed. You go in.
Not like this. No, they've been doing their broadcast tour for our 30th year and the Monsters 30th year. So month by month, they've been doing hitting a different area, and they've been getting great turnouts there. But this is the biggest event where they have people showing up, and
of course there's no FCC to worry about, so they're going to get on stage and do all the things.
It will not be streamed. You will not see this on social media. It's for the 600 people who got tickets.
Yeah, and Candace is going, and I said, have you ever been to a monster event? And she goes, yeah, I used to go back in the day a little bit. I've been to a couple. I said, well, prepare yourself accordingly. Those guys can get a little loose sometimes. They like to have a little fun. So that's happening in Mount Dora. I'm sure we'll hear all about that on Monday.
Oh, yeah. Well, it depends. It, could be the police blotter sooner.
Yeah, maybe I'll hear about it. Maybe the news will tell me beforehand.
Exactly. All right. I'll get the Boston Dangler to fill me in.
407-916-1041.
I didn't mean to sound like that.
So that is funny.
I'm telling you, man, he's got to change that name. It's just a weird. He needs a new PR firm.
I think she gave it to him, dude.
No,
you did not.
No, he walked up to me. Well,
okay.
Yeah, he's like, yeah.
Okay.
He just never should have told me.
I was gonna say that's an interview. This is getting more weird by the moment, so let's just stop it right there. So there's some interesting news, food news, actually, that's coming back in town. Did you guys ever remember Miami Subs?
Loved Miami Subs.
When Miami Subs was in town, there was one down on East Colonial Drive, and I used to work down there at a print shop. And we would go over there and they had gyros.
They had great gyros.
What was unique is they had gyros, subs, and chicken wings, right?
Yep.
And you wouldn't think, well, a sub shop wouldn't have good chicken wings. That was the best thing they had. I mean, their wings were abnormally good. Well, it kind of crashed and burned. The ones here in Orlando did not make it. I think there was an issue down south with the franchising, or something went weird in the business. I know that they're always busy. I don't think it was a busy aspect. Well, they're coming back.
Are they really?
That's right. Yeah, they're opening two new restaurants. They're calling it the Miami Grill. But it is a rebrand of the former Miami Subs. They're going to offer the same kind of thing, cheesesteak subs. Their cheesesteaks, by the way, are also really good.
They're going to still stick with that Miami Vice kind of pastels, 80s style.
The South Beach vibe you're talking about.
Yeah, the decor.
The neon. And yeah, it was very cool. They'll have their seasoned fries are also very good, salads and things. Well, the reason I bring this up is this. Like, they're bringing this restaurant back from the dead. If you had a chance to bring one restaurant that is now no longer serving back from the dead, what would it be? Like right now, if you could say, voila, I bring this restaurant back from the dead, what
Mark's
would it be?
Big Boy.
What?
It's the one I used to work at.
Mark's, like Frisch's? Like a Frisch's Big Boy?
Except we're in Green Bay. It was Mark's Big Boy.
You know, they used to have a Big Boy around the corner.
I know.
It's now like that fuzzy taco place or whatever.
I know.
And it used to be a Frisch's.
Can it be like a one-off, not a chain?
Well, here's the thing. I think it can be a one-off, but
I see. I'm trying to think of what chain isn't around anymore. There's a reason these things aren't around.
Well, Burger Chef was one for years that went out of business. Remember Rax? Do you remember Rax? RAX. There was one on West Colonial Drive.
Was it a rib place?
Over in Pine Hills? No. It was like roast beef sandwiches, and they did this beef sandwich where they would saute peppers and onions, like real deal. Wasn't like packaged. They would cook them on the grill and mix them in with the roast beef and the cheese on it, and it was one of the best sandwiches ever, and they didn't make it.
What about Fuddruckers?
Fuddruckers still around.
Sweet Tomatoes. Sweet Tomatoes.
They're coming back. I think Sweet Tomatoes is coming back.
That's a business that got crushed in the
pandemic.
pandemic.
Yeah, really.
No one wanted salad bar food.
No.
You couldn't put enough. There were enough sneeze guards on the planet.
Right.
All right. I'll nominate Calico Jacks.
Oh,
wow.
Oh, that's so good. CJ's was the greatest, man. Oh, God, that nickel beer night or quarter beer night.
Quarter beer night.
I used to get very irresponsible.
I used to get so many complaints.
Man, nickel beer. I remember.
Nickel beer was the joint. Was it Wednesday or Thursday nights, Jack?
It was Tuesday nights.
So I didn't experience nickel beer there, but I did have quarter beers, inflation, at Applebee's. There was
Applebee's is still around.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just letting you know that there was a span of a lot of people my age's life where people were getting ripped at Applebee's.
Oh, you know what?
For like 4 or 5 years, Applebee's down by UCF was insane.
You know who used to talk about that all the time? I just remembered this. I don't know if it's Applebee's or Chili's, but Drunky the Bear, Tom Van.
Chili's, same thing.
It was like you would go in there and it'd be 2 for $1 happy hour or whatever, and he would go in there and just get absolutely slurry in a Chili's at 5 o'clock in the afternoon.
Wait, what did Ross nickname me that again?
Thug Nasty Roberts.
No, it was another one, the drinking one. Slizzard?
Slizzard.
Oh, yeah, Slizzard.
Slizzard.
Oh, yeah, getting slizzed.
Getting all slizzed out.
Getting slizzed.
Somebody was like,
Slizzy.
Somebody said bring back Fazoli's, but I think they are bringing back.
Someone said that on the texting service, that Fazoli's is coming back.
Yeah, there's a Fazoli's coming. I never was at
Quincy's.
Ooh.
With the big fat yeast roll.
Oh, stop it. Stop your mouth.
Duff's.
No, Duff's.
Jungle Gyms. I used to party all the time at Jungle Gyms when I worked at Disney.
Another great place with wings. And that Jungle Gyms that used to be downtown on Church Street, Rollins and I used to go in there and just get sloppy.
It was always weird getting just hammered at this Applebee's, and there's like 30 college kids. I'm not even going to college, and there's like an 8-year-old celebrating his birthday. There's a balloon,
and there's 2 bros chest bumping, shirtless.
Yeah, like it was just such an odd vibe for those couple of years at that Applebee's.
What about Bennigan's?
Bennigan's was okay. I see one here that I loved. And man, for about a hot minute, my family and I would eat at this place once a week. And that's Quiznos subs. Do you remember Quiznos?
Yeah. Hated Quiznos.
Oh, my God. They had a beef and cheese sub at Quiznos that was next level.
I think that's my number one.
If they're not around right now, it's only been a few years.
Yeah, no. I think they're
there
done.
Used to be one in a plaza right there in
436 and
at 1792.
That's the one we used to go to because I live right up the street from there.
And I love how their whole sales pitch was, wait, we're different. You toast them. That's their whole thing. No. We're not like them. We're completely different. And you get to watch it get toast on this little weird, oven treadmill. You want to see your sandwich work out for a little bit before you chew it?
Are steak and ales still around?
I don't think so.
I don't think steak and ales around either.
Oh, yeah, I've seen a few.
What's their steak and ale?
Well, they would stick around if they still made a malt.
Oh, you like malts?
I love malts.
Do you really?
Oh, yeah.
I'm a malt guy.
Yeah.
Ooh, well, I got a hankering for a damn shake right now, though.
But I'll tell you what.
A shankering.
We've got a,
there he goes. Shut up.
There it goes.
Fat again.
There he is.
Just thought about it.
We do have a Culver's getting ready to open near us.
Do you really?
Uh-huh.
Culver's is pretty darn good.
Very excited. Never eaten there before.
Well, I will tell you.
Really?
Never.
What's that thing they have? The concretes or whatever?
Yeah.
Yeah, the mixers, the concrete mixers. Yeah, and so they're desserts, which is always interesting because on their front sign, it's usually one of their menu items and one of their desserts, and the two never seem to go together.
What do you mean?
Like burger, strawberry ice cream,
Oh, yeah.
But they're butter burgers. But actually, what I like at Culver's is their spicy chicken sandwich. Don't sleep on that.
Really?
That's
good.
good, man. I'm doing
and
the
their
butter
fries,
burger.
good fries too.
Yeah. How about the frozen custard?
Custard's great.
As soon as I told my mom they had frozen custard, she's like, there.
It's
You'll
silky.
dig it.
It's silky good.
Yeah.
Oh,
it's pretty funny.
From Wisconsin with love.
We just straight dominate cows every now and then for lunch and dinner.
Yeah, we
like
do.
we're eating their body,
Okay.
and then we're just going to town on their milk.
Okay.
Ooh, milk with a burger.
There's just a lot of cow.
Hold up. Milk with a burger?
Yeah, I got to pass on that one.
Oh,
That's
flag on the field.
Hard stop.
Yeah.
Hard stop.
No.
I never asked you. I find that very interesting that you felt the need to offer your opinion.
Milk with meatloaf.
I think that's why we're here.
Hold on, guys. Oh.
Milk with meatloaf. Yeah, absolutely.
You stop it. You are
You're
such
a Quiznos dude. Shut up.
Well, that's weird. Okay.
That's another. I like to watch it toast.
Listen, on the surface, it's weird. I get it. Having a glass of milk with a cheeseburger.
Yeah, because there's mustard and ketchup in there, and it does not mix.
What's weird is when you're at an Indian restaurant and you ask for a glass of milk.
Yeah, you're right.
Then you're kindly told they don't do that.
But let me ask you this: What are you okay with milkshakes with cheeseburgers? Because that has been a thing.
I don't eat milkshakes with cheeseburgers. I've always thought that's weird. I never understood somebody washing down beef with thick milk and ice cream.
That's a dessert.
It is a dessert.
Yeah.
Does it not belong together?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's
I'm
comical.
making it perfectly clear.
It's just kind of comical to me is that we took every part of the cow.
You want some horn fries?
Milkshake with your food. It seems like something you order the first time you're in a restaurant without your parents.
Right. Exactly.
Exactly.
No one to tell you no.
You're coming home to your apartment for the very first time. I'm like, I'm eating damn milkshakes with my fries. And my wife dips fries into her milkshake.
A lot of people do.
That's cool.
She would
Frosties.
Yeah, that's exactly what
that works.
You go to Wendy's, she gets the kids meal with the kids frosty, and she dips her damn French fries in a chocolate or vanilla frosty.
It's the mayonnaise in the frosty that sticks to the
Ain't
fries.
no mayonnaise in the frosty.
Oh, check the ingredients.
No, there's no mayo in the frosty.
All right, maybe not.
Does anyone else remember the restaurant Pebbles?
Yes.
I loved that
legendary.
restaurant. No, it was great.
That family that owned Pebbles, I think it's Manny Garcia. They've owned a number of big brands in Central Florida. I think that guy at one point was like the biggest restaurateur in the city.
Really?
Or tour in the city. Oh, yeah.
What's your go-to milkshake?
Philly Connection was damn good, too. I used to print for them and trade. That was when I got super fat, by the way. When you trade your print jobs for cheesesteak subs, that's a bad business deal for me. I mean, they killed it. I mean, it was really good for them. And I come home with a bag of cheesesteaks. Like, what are you going to do with 10 cheesesteak subs? I said, just hang out for a sec. Get me a shake. I'll show you. We just eat them they were so good.
So that was your trade? So wait a second. How good were these subs that you were like, no. I don't want USD.
Right, I don't want your money.
Right. I don't want currency.
I will tell you the most offended anybody ever got there is if you went to, it was a real Philly cheesesteak. That's how they really prided themselves on a really good cheesesteak. And they should have, because it was damn good. And it was on a real baguette, the whole 9 yards. It was legit. And I remember the first time I ordered, I said, "Hey, can I get some mayonnaise?" And the dude snapped his head around and said, "I'm sorry." I said, just a little mayonnaise. He goes, sir. And like he knew me as Jimmy. He said, sir, our sandwiches do not need mayonnaise. I'm like, yeah, bro, you're going to have to give me a pack of mayonnaise. He would not give me the mayonnaise. He said, eat the sandwich without it. And if you don't think it's good without the mayonnaise, I'll buy you another one. And he was damn right. I ate it without mayonnaise, and it was amazing because the cheese they use and the fat from the beef mixed together, and it made a natural mayonnaise.
I think you just offended Jack.
No. Well, the mayonnaise is a kind of a weird thing, but it does bring up a question because I've always been fascinated with steakums, and I've never used or made them, right? But if you are going to make a cheesesteak with that, is a sliced beef? Is that what you would use?
Okay,
if you were going to make cheesesteak at home, and also, is it mozzarella cheese or is there another cheese you use?
Provolone.
So when you got to have cheese with flavor. So I don't think Mott's has enough flavor.
So
for
provolone.
That. I would do provolone for sure. And you're supposed to use shaved ribeye. That's what you're supposed to use for real cheesesteak subs is shaved ribeye. So what they do is they'll take a ribeye and freeze it, right? Freeze it solid. Then put it in the slicer while it's frozen and slice it into paper-thin sheets, and then they weigh that out. And then when you come for your sub, depending on the size, you just take that weighed beef and chop it up with the mushrooms and onions.
If you want to make that at home, do they sell shaved ribeye, or do you have to resort to getting steakum or another similar product?
I don't like the steakum things. There's too much fat in steakums. Although it's cool if you throw a couple steakums on there and then your onions and your mushrooms because the fat cooks them.
Yeah,
but it's just too much fat for me. I just get, if you go to any of the grocery stores, you can ask them to give you really thin sliced ribeye. Some of them already have it in the case. Super thin sliced ribeye, and then you get it on the grill, and as it's cooking, you take a spatula and you pull it apart into pieces. That's what you do. Dog, I'm down. Brother, I'm making one of those tonight.
I'm hungry.
I am too.
So what time should we be over?
Oh, Christ, I'm down. I'm going to die.
Jim, you're sweating.
I know, buddy. It's weird. Sorry.
Meat sweats.
It is the meat sweats.
It happens.
It's tallow.
That's your love language?
Yeah.
That should be your tattoo.
It's just beef fat pouring out of my veins. You could literally fry something in my forearm right now. 407-916-1041. Load them up. We'll do trivia. Remember, Aerosmith and Black Crowes tickets right now.
Wow. We have a prize. Get on board at 407-916-1041. Jim Colbert Show Trivia is brought to you by Cento Family Moving and Storage. That's CENTO Moving.com.
This is Super Bowl champion Alfred Williams. Here's what's trending on the iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by Mercedes-Benz.
The three-point shot has the ability to change the course of a game. When the shots aren't falling, keeping the game competitive is going to be difficult. But when you're a championship-caliber team, players and coaches adapt, and that's what Denver did last night. The team was consistent at getting to the free throw line, attacked the paint, and continued to capitalize off turnovers. And if that's the type of basketball IQ we should expect from the Nuggets in this series, that could be really dangerous. I'm Dan Patrick.
Intelligence runs in the family. Innovation runs in the family. Extraordinary runs in the family. The Mercedes-Benz range of SUVs. Every member is waiting to impress. Learn more at MBUSA.com.
Tools Ace Hardware has all the best brands in grilling, outdoor cooking, Traeger, Big Green Egg, Weber, Napoleon, Uni, and a perfect gift. My God. A perfect gift for Father's Day. Check out the new Traeger Flat Rock Griddle right now in stock. You talk about making some really bomb cheesesteaks. That's the machine you need to have to do it. The Flat Rock Griddle is built for making cheesesteak subs, griddling, frying, steaming, sauteing, making it perfect. That innovation that Traeger has, the premium quality, it's certainly known for. You get a quality product every single time with Traeger. Not to mention previous Traeger Timberline pellet grills, now $700 off while supplies last. Just visit one of their 12 Central Florida locations or just shop online at acehardware.com. That way you get free assembly and local delivery on grills $3.99 and up. It's Tools Ace, the backyard place.
Results of negotiations not guaranteed. Not available in all states. Approximate discounts of up to half before our fees based on an average enrolled debt and results.
If your credit card debt is out of control, if you're in over your head in monthly payments, there's a secret the credit card companies don't want you to know. If you have more than $10,000 in credit card debt, you have the right to let us settle that debt for a fraction of what you owe. That's bad news for the credit card companies, but it's great news for you. We're Credit Associates, and we're offering you free information on how to completely resolve your credit card debt with a monthly payment you can afford. To see how much you could save, call now. 800-500-6135. Don't declare bankruptcy. Don't consolidate. Give us 10 minutes, and we could save you thousands and offer a guarantee, so there's no risk to call now. 800-500-6135. For the secret the credit card companies don't want you to know, call Credit Associates for free now and see how much money you could save. Call 800-500-6135. 800-500-6135.
Kennedy Space Center Visitor Complex is a top 10 TripAdvisor Traveler's Choice winner year after year. The only place you can experience the excitement of thundering rocket launches up close and see the spacecraft that are blazing the trail for tomorrow's discoveries. This place is one of the Jim Colbert Show's most favorite places in all of Orlando. We have broadcast live there a number of times for many reasons. It's just a cool spot. When you see that Atlantis display, you're going to lose it. It is genuinely awesome. And right now, you can see it at a better price. 2-day ticket offer right now costing less than $45 a day and giving you maximum flexibility for the entire family. It's the Kennedy Space Center Visitor Complex. Explore more and get your tickets at KennedySpaceCenter.com.
If you're a pro that paints, the Home Depot is here to save you money. Paint stores try to convince you you're getting a good deal by offering deep discounts on paint, but what they don't tell you is the starting price is too high to begin with. The real question is, how much are you paying per gallon? Nobody beats the Home Depot's price per gallon on Behr paint, guaranteed. We offer everyday low prices on every gallon of top-rated Behr paint, stains, and primers. Plus, our pros earn discounts through our Pro Extra Paint Rewards program. That's the value of the Home Depot. How doers get more done. U.S. only. See store for details.
I love mornings, which is a good thing since the Today Show starts early.
We're here to give you the best start. You get the news, learn something new, and even get a little boost.
We begin our day so you can take on yours.
Watch Today, weekday mornings on NBC.
Gillette Intimate gives guys a gentle and easy shave on there. And around there. And even under there. Don't treat your groin like junk. Respect it with Gillette Intimate, the best a man can get. Buy now at a retailer near you.
Any size iced coffee is only $1.29 at 7-Eleven with 7 rewards. But it's not just iced coffee. It's sacred. It's the crunch of the ice as it tumbles into your cup. It's that blissful moment when you take your first sip. Your daily ritual, a form of self-care even. It's your soul in a cup. Some say you can't put a price on a love like that. But we did. It's $1.29 any size iced coffee at 7-Eleven with 7 rewards.
Offer good through 6/27/23 plus tax. See app for details.
It happens every day. Regular people are winning every single day. Whether it's $500 or $50,000, anybody can win. Because when they win, I feel like I'm winning.
Hi, my name is Kong. I won over $100,000 playing Baccarat. You can pick banker or player, and if you pick the right side, the odds in your favor.
My name is Janelle, and I won a brand new BMW. I screamed, I hollered. That's me, that's me.
Anybody could win at Seminole Hard Rock, Tampa.
Must be 21 to play slots or table games. Gambling problem? Call 1-888-ADMIT-IT.
Mills Air in business since 1992. That's over 30 years here in Central Florida. They're not going anywhere. Carrier factory authorized dealer. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier. Equipment change outs and upgrades right now with up to $1,275 in rebates. Visit millsair.com.
Car crash? Call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
Radio.
There's only one place to watch this nonsense. At Jim Colbert Show on YouTube.
Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show.
Happy Friday.
Let's get it. Hop off a 16 passenger. This is G5. No, this not a challenge.
I am Jim. Deb is here.
Damn, who dis, Ross?
That's rest in peace. That's Takeoff.
Yeah. Jack is here, and let's find out what's in the old sauce jar.
Oh, man.
All aboard.
Chugga, chugga.
The choo-choo.
Clickety-clack, clickety-clack.
It's all true. What we said earlier. We have a beautiful pair of tickets to see a legendary band, Aerosmith and the Black Crowes. This is going down in Tampa at the Amalie Arena in June. This is oh man, it's June. We're in June.
Yeah,
I know we're in June.
I'm not used to that.
It's bananas.
I'm super bad at that. But that is your sauce jar, which is always brought to you by
Cento Family Moving and Storage. Go local and support a family-owned and operated Orlando moving and storage company that loves the Jim Colbert Show so much that if you mention it, you'll get a discount. Book them today at centomoving.com. That's CENTO moving.com. Clickety-clack, back to you.
Thanks, Deb. I appreciate that. Who goes first today, guys?
Let's go with Chris.
Chris, right up top. Chris, how you doing? How you doing, Chris?
I'm good. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. You want to play a little game with us?
I do.
Let's do it, buddy.
Want to play a game?
All right, Chris, this is a very easy game. Got a question here for you. 4 answers. One of them isn't true. It's a lie. If you can find that one, I will send you over to see Aerosmith and the Black Crowes. Are you ready?
Yes, sir.
Here we go. It's International Volkswagen Bus Day. I don't know if you know that. And they just announced the new microbus from Volkswagen. They're coming out with a new bus again.
Ooh, yeah, that won't be a hit.
No, it won't be a hit at all. Or they'll sell as many as you can provide. Here are 3 fun facts about Volkswagen, the company, and one lie that cost a fortune to repair. Number 1. The name Volkswagen translated is people's car. Number 2, Volkswagen was the first car company to offer intermittent windshield wipers. Number 3, the world record for people fitting inside of a Volkswagen Beetle is 57. Or lastly, Volkswagen owns hypercar maker Bugatti. Which one of those is untrue?
I'm going to go with number 3.
Number 3, unfortunately, is true. The world record for putting people inside of a Volkswagen Beetle is 57 people.
How?
I do not know.
Because dwarfs are real people.
And children are people, too.
Yeah.
Who's next?
That would be Derek.
Derek right there on line 4. Derek, how you doing?
I'm doing great. How are y'all?
Buddy, I'm fine. We're talking about Volkswagen, the car company. Which one of these is untrue? Number 1, the name Volkswagen translated is people's car. Number 2, Volkswagen was the first company to offer intermittent windshield wipers. Or lastly, Volkswagen owns hypercar maker Bugatti.
Number 2 is the lie.
Number 2, my friend, is the lie. And you are going to Aerosmith.
Even the dog.
The dog is wanting to go.
Right. The dog's excited.
Hey, how did you know so matter-of-factly that was the answer?
Because I love Fords.
Oh, and you know it's the Ford Galaxy in 1962, don't you?
You darn right.
All right, buddy, that's so good. I'm going to put you on hold. You're a winner. Hey, buddy, enjoy the show and be sure to call us and let us know how it went, okay, partner?
Oh, I'm going to love the show, man. It's going to be rocking.
It is going to be rocking, buddy. I'm going to put you on hold. Ross will take good care of you.
Take the dog. Have a good time.
That's right. Volkswagen was not the first company to offer intermittent windshield wipers. That didn't happen until 1962 with the Ford Galaxy. Was the first to do that. And by the way, Volkswagen has been in the States since 49.
Wow.
Yeah, so, I mean, they've been around a long time. Volkswagen does mean people's car, and Volkswagen does own Bugatti, the fastest car in the world.
One of my favorites.
Well, the fastest car you can buy off a lot and drive in the world. A couple other things you may not know about Volkswagen before we make it over to Ross Thoughts. Excuse me. The idea of an affordable car that could hold 2 adults and 3 children came from whom? Whose idea was it that the Volkswagen Beetle?
Adolf Hitler.
It's Adolf Hitler's idea.
Yeah, I know.
And he commissioned Ferdinand Porsche to design the car, which is exactly what happened. James Monahan, who is a co-founder of Domino's Pizza, traded his 50% stake of the company to his brother for a used Volkswagen Beetle. Tom sold his percentage of Domino's for $1 billion. You lose.
Should have zigged instead of zagged.
Oh, God. Here's the next one. That guy just tied a noose. No, I'm joking. The iconic Beetle didn't start with the name Beetle. Originally, it was just called the Type 1.
Oh,
That's
wow.
it, right? And Volkswagen is the largest auto manufacturer in the world. They make more cars than anybody. It used to be Toyota, but now it's Volkswagen.
Really?
I think mainly because of acquisitions. You know, they own a lot of companies.
Oh, okay.
And then lastly here, their cars are named after, you ever wonder where their car names come from? Jetta, Sirocco, Golf, Passat. What are those? That's something. What is it?
Moons.
No, that's a great guess.
examples for each letter in Germany?
No, that's another good guess. This is a tough one.
I was going to say regions or neighborhoods in Germany.
They're ocean currents. A Jetta and a Passat are ocean currents. All Gulf is actually German for Gulf, as in Gulf Stream.
Oh,
so all Volkswagens, when you see them, whether it be a Passat, a Jetta, a Golf, or a Scirocco, or used to be a Scirocco, those were all ocean currents. That's where the names came from.
Oh, that's cool.
Have learned something new.
And Ferraris, I believe, if you know what Ferraris are, I think Ferraris are named after bulls, aren't they?
Enzo.
Really?
Yeah, I think Enzo's obviously after Enzo Ferrari, yeah. But I think it's Ferrari or Lamborghini. One of those, they're named after bulls, famous bulls or something like that.
I would think it
may be Lambo.
It's got to be Lamborghini because their thing is a bull.
Well, the horse is the Ferrari. Yeah, it is probably Lambo. Yeah.
Man,
yeah, cool.
It's still on my bucket list. What's the nicest car you've been in?
I've ridden in one Ferrari. The nicest car I've ever ridden in. That's a great question.
God,
you mean most expensive car or just nicest?
Your nicest. It's subjective. It doesn't have to be value-wise, but
I owned when the Infiniti came out with the Q45, which was their luxury sedan at the time. I owned one for a short period of time. That was a nice ride. And my wife's Mercedes was pretty cool. I don't know, nothing really crazy. I drove a supercharged Jaguar once, and that was a fun car.
And you were in a Ferrari. I would think that's got to be memorable.
I didn't get to drive it. It wasn't one of the cool Ferraris. It was the one that kind of looks like a Corvette. It's an okay Ferrari. I just noticed it was really small. Like when you get inside of a Ferrari, the cabin is not really built for a guy my size. My feet came to a point. It wasn't very comfortable.
Really?
Yeah. It hauled ass though. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I just want to be in a supercar before I die.
Yeah, Angel's driven a bunch of them.
Isn't there a place that you go to?
You can.
A lot of places where you can rent them.
Can I tell you can just rent one?
I know it's pricey, but you knock it off your bucket list.
But you want to be careful, though, because Jimmy would drive that souped-up Jag. I was in a Lambo once, and the driver was like, hey, you want to give it a spin? And I'm like, I got in the seat, and you feel that clutch is so tight, and you know the second you let off that you're going to go from 0 to 80. It's like, I'm what?
It's way more power than way more power than you think it is.
I'm still surprised, though, that you said no.
Because it's more power, and if you've never left your foot off the clutch of an engine with that kind of power, it's easy to wreck and have a serious badass wreck, because
you rode my little Mustang. My little Mustang really doesn't have that much power. You thought it was pretty fast. My Mustang is a dog compared to even very common, like even just some Teslas will just, my wife's Mustang, that Mach-E we have. You rode in that thing, it'll pull you back in the seats, 300 horsepower.
Yeah, I've never felt that in my own car. Or any car.
Yeah,
I've only had 2 cars, and both of them were straight up turds.
Yeah. Good. It's fun. You can rent one, though. Get that out of your system. Code Black once a year rents a supercar of some sort. He rented a supercharged C8 Corvette this guy.
What am I doing, man? I need to become better friends with your best friend.
This guy's a maniac.
I'll throw down with him the next time he does it. I don't even need to drive. I'll just hop in the shotgun and just be like, woohoo.
And that's all he does. He rents it for a weekend and just drives around. That's all he does. Just drives around.
God, what
it's expensive. God, it's so expensive. What's coming up for thoughts?
I need to know about your highest highs and your lowest lows. There are 2 actions that describe when we are in our highest and when we are in our lows. I just experienced arguably one of the highest highs this past week.
Really?
Yeah, it was special.
Really?
Really, really special.
You have not shared any of this with us.
No.
I did not know any of this.
No.
Were you playing Zelda at the time?
No, I was not. Right. I was helping somebody.
All right.
And then it peaked. I think this is one of the highest highs.
Well, I cannot wait to hear this. We'll do that next for Raw's Thoughts.
In a world of ever-changing algorithms, you can still find us here. Real Radio 104.1 on Facebook. Powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
Looking at slowdowns in the usual spots on I-4 this afternoon as you travel east and westbound between Osceola Parkway and Central Florida Parkway. No problems at this time to report north or southbound on Florida's Turnpike. Things are still moving well for those taking the Beach Line or the Greenway this afternoon. If you see any traffic problems, make sure to call the Safe Touch Security Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by Heron Home and Outdoor.
At Heron Home and Outdoor, we pride ourselves on providing thick, healthy, weed-free lawns. Keeping the grass on your lawn green and your shrubs and trees in tip-top shape is our specialty. Visit myheronhome.com today for a free quote and money-saving offers. Heron Home and Outdoor, your local lawn and pest experts.
If you're out there and you think there's even a chance that your AC will not make it through this summer, you have to call my friends over at Mills Air. These guys can get you all set up with a brand new carrier system that will absolutely take care of you and your entire home. Nice and cool all year long. And here's the thing, this is the simplest thing to do. Their preventive maintenance plan is a must. Every single year about this time, I get them out, have them go through my entire system, make sure it's ready to go, no surprises, and then I know that I'm solid for the summer. Their techs can do that for sure, and they're great people as well. They know these systems inside and out. You don't even have to know what kind of AC you have. They can certainly take care of you, and they are carrier factory authorized dealers. That's important because that can get you up to $1,275 in rebates towards that brand new carrier unit. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier and certainly turn to the experts at Mills Air. These guys are family owned and operated and ready to help you right now. Call and schedule that appointment. It's 407-277-1159. Online, millsair.com.
At Fifth Third Bank, we give you free checking, never have hidden fees, and help protect your identity.
Oh, really?
Yep. See, our name equals 166.7%. So we put in that much effort.
Well, my name's Jim, so I guess I'm headed to the gym. And I'm going to put in 166.7% effort, too.
Oh, I'm proud of you.
No one's ever been proud of me.
This is banking a Fifth Third better. Fifth Third Bank, National Association member FDIC.
Interest rates may be going up everywhere else, but at International Diamond Center, we've got the relief you need. We've slashed interest rates down to zero for 5 whole years, so you can get that $6,000 designer ring and pay just $100 a month. A $3,000 pair of diamond earrings, just $50 a month. Bands, bracelets, designer jewelry, even GIA certified diamonds. Buy now and spread your payments over 5 years without a dime in interest. It's the easiest and smartest way to buy. Now for a limited time at IDC.
Get the lowest interest rate on the planet right now at International Diamond Center. 0% for 5 whole years. That's right. Instead of 7%, 12%, or 22%, IDC has rolled back to 0% interest financing. How about a $12,000 GIA certified diamond for just $200 a month? Yep, all hand-picked diamonds are included in this incredible offer, so you can go big. All fine designer jewelry, all colored gemstones. 5 years, 0 interest financing. Now through July 2nd only at International Diamond Center.
4 Orlando locations. Unapproved credit.
I'm Martin Hoke, the inventor of Navage Nasal Care, and I love Navage. I've told you about how your nose is the body's air filter, that Navage's powered suction will help flush out allergens, viruses, mucus, and germs, and that Navage will help you breathe better. But what do other people say about Navage? Like Haley, quote, "Navage is the best thing I bought. I love it. My nose feels so clear now and I can breathe. I've been struggling with a stuffy nose for weeks. I bought Navage and it's amazing." Or this one, "I use Navage every night, could not imagine life without it. I have 5 cats and before I found Navage, I was a clogged mess. Now I breathe so much better," unquote. Those are 2 of over 100,000 online reviews praising Navage, the all-natural solution trusted by over 3 million people to help you breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and stay healthier without drugs. Navage is available at Walmart, CVS, Walgreens, Target, Rite Aid, and online. Navage, Navage, clean nose, healthy life.
If you love Florida and you love fun, it's time you went fishing. Because fishing, fun, and Florida just seem to go together. But first, be sure to get your fishing license. It's easy. Just visit fun.gooutdoorsflorida.com. And before you know it, you'll be more relaxed than you can even imagine, casting away your worries and reeling in the fun. So go to fun.gooutdoorsflorida.com to get your license. That's fun.gooutdoorsflorida.com.
This hour is sponsored by Barks in the City, June 3rd at Apopka Amphitheater.
I love mornings, which is a good thing since the Today Show starts early.
Good morning, welcome to Today.
Those first hours set the tone for the day ahead.
We're here to give you the best start. You get the news, learn something new, and even get a little boost.
You start the day off with a clean slate, and we hope you'll start it with us.
We begin our day so you can take on yours.
Because every day needs today.
Watch The Today Show weekday mornings at 7 on NBC.
Injured? Hire the largest injury firm in the world. Morgan & Morgan, for the people.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Because your case matters. Contact them at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts. The Jim Colbert Show returns now on Real Radio 104.1.
Yeah, somebody texted in and asked about the No Theater Friday. We explained that at the top of the show, that when Ross started digging into that letter yesterday, it got a little more shaky than he expected. So he's going to retool that. We're going to do it next Thursday. So my apologies for that.
And my apologies.
Yeah, but I mean, as you started digging into it, I mean, in the context of this, somebody dies, and we really don't know if that's true. Because it could be. And we just don't want to perpetuate that. So he's going to rewrite it and tool it around. We'll do it Thursday for sure.
But all the same characters and essentially the same plot.
Yeah. All right, 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Welcome back. I am Jim. Deb and Jack are here as well. Let's get some Ross thoughts.
It's weird.
Woo!
It's funny.
Man, we'll find
Sometimes.
out. We'll get there.
It's Ross. Spelled like sauce. It's Ross Thoughts.
Ross Thoughts is always brought to you by Persimmon Hollow Brewing, baby. They make great beer. In fact, beer is something that brings me happiness.
It does.
And that's kind of what we're going to be talking about. I'm curious, all right? This is what happened to me this last week. My brother wakes me up. Not wakes me up. I see him in the morning, and the first thing he says, he goes, "Hey, man, I need your help. I need your help filming this audition." And I'm like, hell yeah. I love helping out. Yeah. Both people that I live with are pursuing acting, like commercial work. So I'm always the voice off camera.
I was about to say, I know you've done this with Olivia a number of times.
A lot. This is happening all the time now in my house. And it's a lot of fun because I don't have to be sober for it. I'm not the one in front of the camera.
Right, exactly.
So let's ride. So this is what happens, though. My brother, and try to be nice here, Ross, as I tell myself that. His commercial was like football related. He had to catch a football. I gotta tell you something. My brother can't catch a football. So for about 15 minutes, for the first time in both of our lives, we went out in the backyard.
Oh, wow, really?
And threw a football.
Wow.
And it was great. And then we start the audition. And this is so funny because my brother is a funny person. He has to throw a football, catch a football, and then say something funny in between. I was on the ground in my pajamas laughing so hard. It was arguably, to my knowledge, the hardest I have ever laughed. That was the best laugh that has left my body.
Really?
I'm still hurting. Like, it was great. Seeing my brother throw football and ask me, is Denise talking about me? He's just riffing these comedic lines while also poorly throwing and catching a football.
Yeah, the sweetest dude ever, but his athletics maybe not his forte.
And I grabbed the footage. I took the footage off of his computer because I need that footage. It brings me so much joy. I've watched it. It's 10 minutes long. It makes me smile and it makes me laugh. That is my highest high that I can think of when it comes to laughing. And I'm curious, what is the hardest that you guys have ever laughed? What is your highest high in laughter?
Man, it's hard to kind of put that into a thing, but I will tell you,
it's tough. It's a hard question.
Well, I'm considerably older than you, so I have 20 more years to consider than you do. So, but I will tell you for sure, no question, probably the hardest I remember ever laughing is when I first saw Eddie Murphy's Delirious.
Wow.
When we got to watch it on HBO, when it came on HBO, that's like when cable TV first came to Putnam County. It had to be like 82 or 3 or whatever it was. I don't know, whenever that happened, 84. And I watched that with my buddy Jay. And we had to continually pause it. It took us 3 hours to watch it because we'd have to pause it, and we would literally be pee laughing.
Yeah.
So that we'd have to start it back up. That's maybe the hardest I've ever laughed in my entire life.
Oh,
it was. That was.
And Jack, here you were also a huge Delirious fan.
I had the VHS tape, and at some point we started counting how many times we were watching it, and I believe it was 49 times.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. It was. And then I went back recently. I'm like, oh, that's problematic.
Yeah. We keep wondering why Eddie Murphy doesn't do stand-up because all of the stand-up is like, oh, dude.
Yeah. I have to say, the minute you mentioned this, the minute you said that, the first person I thought about was Deborah. And the reason why is because Deborah is such a jovial person. She finds a lot of things very funny. So you've had some fall on the ground laughing moments just on the show.
Oh, yeah. Oh.
So I don't know how you would isolate just one.
Is there one that even jumps out?
There's a few.
There's a few that jump out.
And one of them was...
Oh, this is so exciting.
Seeing Carrot Top.
Really?
I was not expecting that.
I 100% agree.
Because...
The most underrated comedian working in America right now, by the way. And he's home right now, and I hope he's listening to this. He is, without question, the single most underrated talent in America. I will say that guy is a monster on stage. A monster.
This might have been 20 years ago. I saw him at Hard Rock Live. I laughed more in that hour than in any hour ever in my life.
He's such a beast.
It was when he came out as Wendy ordering at Wendy's.
Oh, man.
And Madonna drinking a beer. I mean, I can still remember a couple of the bits from his comedy show. I laughed so hard I had trouble breathing. And then seeing Ace Ventura, Pet Detective.
Oh, God.
Banger. Wow,
Might have been a little twisted, but when he puts his eye...
with the Ace.
I gotta give you that, because you think about like Dumb and Dumber.
Oh, my God, I laughed so hard.
I
And then
watched
the other one...
like 15 times.
The other one was... Larry the Cable Guy, health inspector.
Oh my God!
Because they had filmed it.
This fish is raw.
They had filmed that movie in my best friend's house at the time.
Oh,
so
really?
we watched it to see her house because the towel he uses to wipe his butt is still in her bathroom.
Oh.
But we laughed so hard at that movie as well.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, but Ace Ventura and Carrot Top.
Carrot
there
Top
you go.
is so unbelievably funny.
I love that guy.
Now, I'm curious, and it would be weird if you remember any massive laugh that happened on the Jim Colbert show, but, and then I was like...
Sock.
Oh, God.
I'm sorry, but...
That was a very... That put Deb on the floor.
That put me on the floor, man. It killed me.
Well, we don't play that on Best Ofs, right, Jack?
Every year. Sometimes twice a year, Russ.
You know what? We're not going to explain the sock.
We don't have to.
You get it.
Yeah.
It's called the sock.
Yeah, it's the sock.
I never understood why guys use... I don't want to...
I learned something new that day.
And he's not the first person so I just don't get it.
I stopped. I retired. All right. It's up in the rafters.
Mm-hmm.
What, the sock?
Yeah.
It's stuck up there.
It is a rafter.
It's a beam.
Yeah. Oh.
They used it to hammer in the nails.
Oh, the old C-beam. Everybody has one.
I hope it doesn't fall. It'll take out the dog.
Okay, we're done. We done? Are we done? Yeah.
I'm good.
What is... I can't stop thinking about the damn sock.
No, I can't either.
Bring me back to my worst moment. Which is also what we're also going to talk about. What are your lows? What's your lowest lows? I'll go first. Sock. Legit. One of the worst moments.
What? No, not telling it when it happened.
When it happened.
Yeah,
I had to wait like 4 days before I was like, do I want to go public with this?
Yeah.
That embarrassment.
You want to sum the sock up for everybody who maybe didn't hear that segment?
Yeah. My mom-in-law found my sock.
And the sock was the
it was bad.
It's the catcher of the solo. It's the solo catcher.
Well, Ross's alone time, but for some reason...
He's being environmentally sensitive.
He saved it.
Yeah, because he used it more Than once. The thing that killed me...
Genuinely unbelievable.
Was...
You might as well be a hot girl picking her nose.
The mother-in-law and Olivia, when they're cleaning the bedroom, open the nightstand when the odiferous sock assaulted their nose.
It jumped out at him.
The first question wasn't, what is that? The first question was, What's that smell?
I don't even know where to start with that.
Oh, God.
I legit don't even know where to start with that. Yeah, I'm just going to add this to the list now. I mean, that is an unbelievable story. That's a sketch comedy bit, though. When your mother-in-law finds your
secret,
your catcher.
And as bad as it was for you, I have always given you a massive amount of credit for being willing. That's when you know you're really in radio, when something horrible happens at home and the first thing you think is, oh, man, this is going to be great to bring up.
And that was... If I remember, I think that was around like Christmas break, and then like the day before, I walked in on my brother-in-law in the bathroom.
Oh,
so I
my
was
God.
just having a banger 48 hours.
And it was early on in the show, and I remember telling Ross afterwards, and you were talking about deciding to tell it. I go, Ross, you don't understand. That story will be the story.
Yes.
I had no idea.
Forever.
Forever. Yes.
That is not going away.
Ever.
Welcome to the Catfish Sock Show.
A guy texts in and says, the hardest I ever laughed was watching my grandfather kicking a man in the back of the head in a bar parking lot with his fake leg from 30 yards away.
God almighty.
So he slung that thing like a superhero.
Can you imagine being there
Oh,
and
my
you
God.
see your grandpa? Oh, my God. That is hilarious.
I would write a movie just around that scene.
God, man, Chase throwing that football. And in his defense, we didn't have dad. We didn't have a dad. And he never was into athletics. And
Yeah,
then
he's a guitar player. He's an artist.
Yeah, and then he's also throwing in the funniest sentences that he's just riffing for this audition. One of the lines, this is the line that destroyed me. He throws the football poorly and goes, so for like Dad's funeral, we go in eulogy or just like, then he catches the football and goes, or just like fireworks. And I have all of this on video, and it kills me.
Eulogy or fireworks.
Oh,
It's a shame.
man. God, it's just laughter is so good.
It
and,
is.
And if you're out there in your car or you're podcasting or whatever, take that moment and go find that number one hardest time you've ever laughed. And we have evidence that when you think about it, you might even start laughing all over again.
Yeah.
It's such.
Sorry.
It's
I'm
such
just thinking of the look on her face when she realized what she had in her hand.
Yeah.
She's like, it's like when you drop gum into the dog's bed and you pick it up and it's like it looks like a bug. There's so much stuff stuck to it.
But go back, find that number one laughter, man. It's so great. Man, what is the hardest Jim has made you laugh? It's got to be Country Voice. Also, when he burps on the brakes.
Yeah.
Well, it's not just that burp. There's this thing I do for some reason. Like the whole thing is we imagine that country guy burping and being proud of it, and it has like the whole thing is like this. Come back. It's just like a reaction. It's just like you can just see a guy being so proud of it. Come back. Every time it kills her. Foolproof.
I know the hardest you've ever made me laugh was, where you going, Red? And I know that's a deep cut for our listeners, but I know not too many people understand that, but that was the hardest I've laughed, I think, on this show.
Horn fries.
Horn fries got me today. God, man, laughter.
It's
Good
the
for
greatest.
you.
You know what? That's our highest of highs here. You know, your hardest you've ever laughed, and then there's the lowest of lows, the hardest you've ever cried, and you know what's in between? Life. The rest of it.
Exactly.
Good beer.
And good damn beer right there in the middle. And I know where I'm getting my good beer from. That's Persimmon Hollow Brewing Company. Go try their Blood Orange Wheat. Go try their Three Wise Guys Porter. That coffee porter, Jim, I'll be real. I'm not even into coffee porters. That's a damn good
It's
beer.
a banger. That Belgian Blonde is for real. That's a really good beer.
That's Jim's favorite. My favorite is Blood Orange Wheat. There's so many beers to try because Andy and Robbie, the two beer gods that created this beautiful selection of locally crafted beers, they care about the beer that they make. Go take a sip. Go have a can. 12 fluid ounces and tell me if you think they don't care. They care. It tastes delicious. There's 5 locations so you can enjoy passionately crafted beers all throughout Central Florida. Enjoy a Persimmon Hollow beer today. You will not regret it. It's Friday. Drink sensibly, but get weird. And visit them at phbeer.com. Shout out to Laughter. Those are your Ross thoughts. I'm out. Peace.
I was looking at that ceiling. That looks like a load-bearing sock. Yeah, that's definitely a load-bearing sock. Come back.
Coming up tonight on Real Radio at 7, it's a corporate time with Tom and Dan. Brought to you by Gringos Locos. For locations, go to gringoslocos.com and securedroofingandrestoration.com. Visit their website for your free estimate today. At 8 p.m., it's Bungalower and the Bus. At 9, we all find out what the hell is Angel listening to. Tonight on Real Radio 104.1.
From the Goldsmith Jewelry Shop Traffic Center. Lowest prices on the highest quality jewelry. goldsmithjewelry.com.
Still seeing some slow traffic on I-4 this afternoon as you take the interstate east and westbound between the Beach Line and 535 and between Park Street and Robinson Street. No major problems to report at this time for drivers traveling north or southbound on Florida's Turnpike. Traffic still moving well for the most part for those taking the Beach Line and the Greenway. If you see any traffic problems, call the Safe Touch Security Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by Audible. Kickstart your imagination with Audible. Hear celebrity and music memoirs, mysteries, true crime, and more. Audible is the home of storytelling, audiobooks, podcasts, and originals. Sign up for a free trial at audible.com.
Let's get you that new bathroom you've dreamed of for so long. You look at those magazines, you watch those home improvement shows, you're like, man, I would love to have a bathroom like that, but you think it's so far out of reach that there's no way possible you could have that kind of bathroom in your house. Well, you would be wrong if you thought that way, because Rebath of Mid-Florida can give you those bathrooms that you see in the magazines and on TV. They have those products, and even better, they have a design team to help you with your ideas and your space. By the way, guys, they do this every day for bathrooms of all sizes, for small bathrooms or for large master bathrooms. Our buddy Daryl Payne from Paw Affection Dog Training just got 2 bathrooms from Rebath, and he was glowing showing me the photographs, and he should be, because they really changed the entire look and feel of his entire home, and they can do that for you as well. And they do it in just 4 to 6 days. They're employees, not different contractors every day. And they give you a lifetime guarantee on the products in the install. And you got to see these products. Put your hands on them. Feel that quality. 436 up in Altamont, right across from Kobe. That is where the showroom is. But really, log online and check out the before and afters. That will convince you to make that appointment. It's Rebath, midfla.com.
Sponsored by Life Imaging FLA. Now open. Call pound 250 keyword free heart scan.
Slowed down, held back, inhibited. What you get out depends on what you put in. Rejuvenate your engine's performance with Shell V-Power Nitro Plus Premium Gasoline, because true performance knows no bounds. New and improved Shell V-Power Nitro Plus removes up to 100% of performance-robbing deposits to rejuvenate your engine's performance. Continuous use in gasoline direct injection engine fuel injectors.
I love mornings, which is a good thing since the Today Show starts early.
We're here to give you the best start. You get the news, learn something new, and even get a little boost.
We begin our day so you can take on yours.
Watch Today, weekday mornings on NBC.
Result of negotiations not guaranteed. Not available in all states. Approximate discounts of up to half before our fees based on an average enrolled debt and results.
If your credit card debt is out of control, if you're in over your head in monthly payments, there's a secret the credit card companies don't want you to know. If you have more than $10,000 in credit card debt, you have the right to let us settle that debt for a fraction of what you owe. That's bad news for the credit card companies, but it's great news for you. We're Credit Associates, and we're offering you free information on how to completely resolve your credit card debt with a monthly payment you can afford. To see how much you could save, call now. 800-500-6135. Don't declare bankruptcy. Don't consolidate. Give us 10 minutes, and we could save you thousands and offer a guarantee, so there's no risk to call now. 800-500-6135. For the secret the credit card companies don't want you to know, call Credit Associates for free now and see how much money you could save. Call 800-500-6135. 800-500-6135.
Just call up. Just call up. Just call up. Just call up. Injured on the go. Just call up.
Mo DeWitt, Office, Orlando. Sung by non-attorney spokesperson.
Wendy's Strawberry Frosty is back for the summer. Because if it's summertime, it's Frosty time. Beach time, Frosty time. Tea time, Frosty time. Me time, Frosty time. Treat yourself to Wendy's Strawberry Frosty this summer and make time for Frosty time. Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's. Now open till midnight or later.
Limited time only. Participating U.S. Wendy's. Hours may vary.
It's summer at Racetrack. Open up a bottle of savings with buy one, get one for $1 20-ounce sodas. That's delicious. Racetrack. Whatever gets you going. Buy one 20-ounce soda, get one for $1. See store for details and additional limitations.
Join Jim Colbert on The Jim Colbert Show for his Cigar of the Week segment every Friday afternoon at 3:45. You can pick up these featured cigars at all 3 Corona Cigar Company locations, Dr. Phillips, Heathrow, and downtown. Learn more at coronacigar.com.
If your pubic region was quote-unquote junk, you wouldn't need America's #1 trusted men's grooming brand. But it's not. So show some respect with Gillette Intimate. For a gentle and easy shave, Gillette Intimate, the best a man can get. Buy now at a retailer near you.
Morgan & Morgan, dial pound 529 on your cell phone. Pound law, that's all.
You can watch radio being made on a daily basis at Jim Colbert Show on YouTube.
Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show, Real Radio 104.1, 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. Welcome back. I'm Jim. Deb is right there.
Hello.
Jack is here.
Yeah.
Ross is here.
It's true.
What are you guys doing this weekend? Anything big?
I'm a little busy tomorrow. I think I'm going to an orchid show. I'm going to go support my father-in-law.
When is that?
He's slinging orchids.
That's Saturday?
Yeah, I believe so.
Are we teeing it Sunday? Are we doing that?
Possibly. It's going to rain. I think this is the bad weekend.
Yeah,
right?
I think we're making up for the Memorial Day weather that we had. Those beautiful stretches.
They've been hollering about that, but we haven't seen any rain.
Right now, it's
like none all week. Not one drop.
I know.
I think yesterday was a severe weather day. I'm like, we get rain? No,
not a drop.
Damn it.
Right now, it's sitting like around Lakeland, over in the Gulf Coast area. Lakeland is absolutely getting stomped right now.
Is it really?
Yeah. So really from Homosassa Springs, Spring Hill, down toward a little bit on the West Palm Beach, it's all sitting underneath Central Florida, and we're not getting a drop, but there is like a 60% chance tomorrow.
We'll see how it goes. I actually thought, I was telling my wife, I said, well, let's don't make any plans from like Thursday on. Apparently, it's supposed to be raining like most of the day, all day, and we have not literally seen one drop of rain.
I know.
We've seen it threaten a bunch, but not anything. So maybe we'll try to do that.
But yeah, I don't want
you and I will be playing with our winner in a couple weeks too.
I'm so down.
Yeah, Joe, who's a great guy.
Oh wow, cool.
Oh, you're gonna do that before the next poker tournament?
Well, can I tell you, his schedule's worse than mine.
Is it?
It's a nightmare. I mean, he is a really he owns a pretty big electrical contracting company. He's very busy.
So this is a guy who won an auction to play golf with you and Ross.
Right,
Proceeds going to the Mustard Seed of Central Florida.
Yeah.
And we did that at Real Radio's poker tournament last year. News of note. If you want to save the date, August 19th will be the next Real Radio Poker Tournament to benefit the Mustard Seed.
Very nice. It sells out every year. So the minute we announce tickets, please grab one because it is one of the most popular things we do all year long. And that's a station-wide event, so all the personalities will be there.
Huge hit, and tickets will go on sale in July.
You gotta have a card game, man. I haven't had a card game in a while. Why don't you have a card game?
It's been a while.
It has been a while.
It's been a while.
Yeah, maybe we'll do a card game. I haven't played cards in a long time. I love playing poker. One of my favorite things.
Last time I tried, everyone was busy.
Yeah, that's the problem. Is just getting. You have to schedule it a month out, and then of course a month out, everybody's like, "Oh, I can't make it." And then I was scheduling it at night, like at 7:00, and people were like, "Oh man, can we just do it earlier?" Because we drive out to your house, we play cards for like 4 or 5 hours. I don't want to leave at midnight. So I'm like, yeah, I can do all of that. Let's just say that you'll play,
and then. Some people don't text back, so you don't get a yes or a no, so you can't move on.
I hate that.
To fill the table because you kind of have these invitations just out there hanging, waiting.
That sucks. I know, man. It's the worst. God, if I have to experience that one more time, and by experience, I mean do it to somebody. Jack, something happened in the U.S., and it's not exactly good. It actually hasn't happened since the 50s like this. And we've talked about this before, and it's so funny. This is like the third story I've seen this year about this, so it's obviously a thing.
Birth rate falling?
The birth rate is falling. Teen birth rate is falling for sure.
But that's good.
Off the map. That goes back to that thing we were talking about a couple of weeks ago, and when I asked, like, when it was happening, why do you think it was happening? It's because teens aren't having sex anymore, but they are having sex.
Right.
It's just not intercourse.
Right.
They're doing other stuff to get where they got to get, but they're not having intercourse because they're terrified of it.
Matter of fact, that was a best of segment that we just played recently on our Memorial Day break.
Yeah, that's not it, though, but it's similar to that.
So it's,
Is it
it's
health?
a good thing or,
Well, not a good thing.
It's a bad thing,
No, I mean,
and less of it's happening.
Well, no, it's a bad thing for the country because of what it is. Not that less of this is happening. It's not like an event per se.
People getting vaccinations.
No, that's not it. One guess, and I'll get into it. I don't want no more dead air.
Scurvy making a big comeback.
That's so funny.
Scurvy.
What do you think, Deb? You already guessed?
I did.
All right. Life expectancy in the country is dropping again.
Oh, yeah.
Hasn't been this low since the 50s, guys.
Whoa.
Hasn't been this low since the 50s. As a matter of fact, it says new report shows that growth continued in the 50s. U.S. life expectancy ranking 12th highest in the world, but that growth rate declined in 55, and by 1968, the U.S. had fallen to 29th. In other words, if you were to live long, and you would think that this country, with the medical care that we have, the technology we have,
Yeah, but we can't afford it.
the problem that's okay. Get me into it, but the issue is that you would think that as rich and as fruitful this country is that it would be the opposite. But the problem is the diet of Americans is just abhorrent.
Well, the diet is because we talk about the food deserts, food insecurity. You go into low cost neighborhoods, try finding a Trader Joe's.
Oh yeah,
right, or a really nice grocery store that sells good milk and eggs, and not the crap that in the frozen section that's a lot cheaper to buy.
76.1 years down from I think right around 78.
And those are areas that you talk about that where they don't have access. But then you have people who do have access, but just make really bad, cheap, convenient choices.
Right.
So let me tell you, just talking to somebody the other day, they have some friends in town, and the friends have kids that are teenagers, and the person was like, "Look, I tried to cook a good meal." And these kids just eat fast food so much that they're so acclimated to the fast food diet that they won't even consider eating, just a grilled chicken breast with some veggies and rice or something like that. They won't even consider it. Firing down Mountain Dew after Mountain Dew and eating McDonald's and Wendy's and hamburgers and hot dogs, and that's all they'll eat. Because, really as parents, you have to set the tone for how your kids eat. And I'm not patting myself on the back or anything, but because of my nature in food, how much I love eating and cooking, my kids, actually my oldest daughter just thanked me the other day because I always ask her, is there anything good in Denver? Because she lives in Denver. I was like, what's good up there? We kind of go over the good restaurants because when we get to go up there occasionally, she'll take us out to some of these cool places and we'll get to enjoy it. And she was telling me, she goes, Dad, I got to tell you, I'm so thankful that you made us eat different kinds of food all the time, and now I'm acclimated because I have friends that won't eat certain vegetables and won't even try it. And we eat Brussels sprouts and broccoli and cauliflower, all the things as a kid you learn to hate. You would only eat green beans and corn. Maybe you reach out and eat spinach. My kids ate all that noise. I mean, all those veggies.
That's what we did when we were growing up.
Very thankful for that.
Yeah.
For the habit of eating well.
I just recently thanked my mom for that too, saying, thank you for, making sure that when we came home from school, it was carrot sticks and celery, in a cold bowl of water that we would then put peanut butter and then raisins on. There weren't chips. There weren't cookies. There wasn't candy. Now, I can indulge in that stuff now, but those formative years, even working 2-3 jobs as a single mother, she always made sure that we had, and then we could taste other things. But then that was a different, because I remember she asked me one time as a child if I wanted to try avocado, and I said yes. And she said, all right. But if I put it on your plate, you're going to eat it.
You're going to eat it.
And if you don't, you're going to sit there. And those were a really long 8 hours of sitting at the kitchen table because...
Obviously, they say some states in the U.S. are way worse than others. We know which ones are the worst. Mississippi, I believe, is the absolute worst. It's the absolute worst. And a lot of the southern states are the ones that are worse. But where do you think the life expectancy is the highest in the U.S.?
Minnesota.
Is city or state?
Hawaii.
Actually, it is a city and a state. Hawaii is one of them, believe it or not.
Washington.
No.
I'd believe that for Hawaii because that's fish based.
California. Yeah, not California. East Coast.
Vermont?
Nope.
New York?
New York City's the answer.
What?
Why?
Walking.
How do you get around, baby?
Oh, yeah, they walk.
You walk
they
everywhere.
walk,
yeah.
That's why. You walk upstairs. You walk everywhere. Because that little bit of exercise, the more that you pay attention, and guys, if you want to read interesting stuff, just start reading about how important even the smallest amount of physical activity is to you. And again, going back to my kids, 4 of them, they were all very active. And we didn't force them into stuff like baseball and volleyball and all this stuff. They wanted to do it. My kids never had weight issues because they never sat around. My kids weren't video game people. They were active out there doing stuff, hanging out with their friends.
Not me.
Hanging out, doing stuff outside, enjoying their life. I rarely would have to kick my kids out of the house to do anything. They were always out doing stuff. And then, of course, with those active lifestyles and a pretty good diet. And by the way, it wasn't like we gave them, it wasn't like, okay, today it's going to be grilled fish and 2 grains of rice and some green beans. I mean, we ate butter and cream, the whole thing, but they were so active all the time that little bit of fat they got was fine for them. That's the other thing. People think they have to diet with no fat. I haven't cut any fat out of my diet. No fried foods and no sugar. That's it. That's the only thing I'm not doing more, and that's how I've lost 13 pounds. Just stop drinking sodas is a big player because every soda is 300 calories. 3 sodas a day is more than half of your allowed calories per day as a grown man. How about that? 3 sodas is all you have to drink during the day to consume as much calories as in 2 meals.
I remember I stopped drinking soda so I could feel guilt-free when I chug a beer.
Yeah.
That was what fueled my... I was like, I guess I'm done with soda.
You're making those allowances?
Yeah, I really like beer, and I'm not going to do both.
Yeah, it's crazy. But it says the average is 76.1 years, and that's down from like 78. And, of course, I believe that's males. Alabama ranks 40th. Alabama, it's Albania. By 2019, man, this is a tough one. It says middle-income countries make enough gains in life expectancy to catch up and then surpass the U.S. during times when the country's acceleration slowed. By 2019, the U.S. ranked 40th. Wow. 40th when it comes to life expectancy. This country, lower than Lebanon and Albania.
My best friend, who's about to be a nurse within the next year, is taking a nutritional class, and it is rocking him.
Really?
Yeah. And I don't think doctors are required to take that class, I believe, but nurses are, or something along those lines.
Nutrition,
yeah. And the things that he always tells me after every class, because he's so passionate now about food, and I think he's about to become a vegan, not because of meat or the reason why is because he just, how can you trust industrial farming?
Yeah.
You can't.
He goes, listen, if I could walk up to a farmer and I know that that's the guy who butchered that cow and that chicken, but that's not where we're at.
Yep.
It is incredibly gross on what our farming looks like right now in 23.
And so cruel.
And we're so classically conditioned. It is totally Pavlovian to want things fast in this country. That is really, I think, when you look at one of the big issues the United States has is our total population have been spoiled to the point where we want it now. I want to drive through. I want it now. And when you talk about eating well, and I remember when I was doing Primetime and I was in it really heavy, Primetime Kitchen, I was meeting with farmers, we're talking to chefs and fleet farmers and stuff. My buddy Lonnie Reed, it's got that organic, entire organic forest out there. It's like an edible forest you can walk through and everything is edible. And Lonnie started talking to me about how to know what's good for you and what's not good for you. Dude's in amazing shape, eats great. He knows more about how food is grown and what they do to get it to a certain size or shape. And he goes, man, it just takes a little more time to eat well, but people just convince themselves they don't have time to go to the farmer's market for 40 minutes on a Saturday morning to pick up vegetables for that week or to meal prep and get chicken from a chicken or their beef or pork from a reputable farm. And we have those around here. You know, there's tons of them. All these farms around here. Lake Meadow Naturals has chicken and eggs that are right there, and I believe in the Popcom Outdoor area. I mean, you can Ocoee, I believe, but you can do all those. I mean, but the thing is, it just takes a little extra time, and I'm as guilty as anybody. And one of the reasons we started going to HelloFresh is because of that. I was just as guilty as anybody.
He was telling me also a massive thing that he hates right now when it comes to food on a mass scale here in the States is FDA and what their rules and regulations are compared to other first world countries.
Oh, Europe?
We are years behind. He threw down an example. They went out to a chicken farm out in England and they were looking for a specific disease. And in that England chicken farm, they found 3% of the chickens have this disease. And that's under, I believe, the 5%
threshold.
The threshold. Here in the States, they tested 24% all chickens had that disease. Now, the argument that the FDA says is that, hey, the disease dies once you cook it. But you have a whole nother alternate version of us in England going, no, that's not the case. It's just weird how we go about food as a country or whatever any country goes about their food.
And I've never been to Europe, but I hear if you go to Italy or you go to Greece or those places, those meals are like, that's a really special time. It's different than we look at meals here. We eat on the run. We eat standing up because we have so many other things to do.
We eat in our cars. They cannot imagine. And you walk to the grocery store every day. You don't go on a Saturday and buy $300 worth of food.
Inconceivable.
That they eat in their car.
So we have friends that their family is from Spain. They go over to Spain. Actually, I think they're about to go maybe in a couple days, go back over. And the husband of the couple that we know says that they go into, in Spain, some of the days is just, you spend making fresh pastas and, you go to the garden, you pick your tomatoes, you make your sauce fresh. And it's a thing. Like, it's a thing. It's a movement. It isn't just like, hey, let's pop in here, grab a burger, and then get out of here. It is a thing,
Right.
It's more of a culture experience. And we've lost that here in this country. I don't know that we ever had that, actually.
I think Big Pharma wants you to eat more pork.
Oh, without a doubt.
Let me ask you this. How often do you guys sit with your family and eat? Look at that, man.
No, last night I had butter noodles, but here's the thing, I paused because we weren't at a dining room table.
Right.
We were at our coffee table playing video games.
But
yeah, exactly. But that's still with your family.
But you ate together?
Yeah, me and Olivia.
Well, my wife and I eat together every night. But when the family was together, we tried for a while, and we were very successful. But when they got into their teen years, they were very busy. It was so difficult to have family time to eat. But we found that very important. We tried to do it at least once a weekend. Sit down and have a meal together. You sit with Chris and eat?
Oh, yeah.
All the time? You guys sit and eat, Jack?
Every night.
Every night?
Yeah. Well, my wife and I, yeah, but my daughter, she'll...
Meander?
Yes.
Meander about?
Would rather eat in her room.
Yeah? Yeah.
Get out of here with that.
I did that then when we got the one daughter out of the room. We went in there and had a cavalcade of stuff under her bed. Ice cream bowls and plates and cups, because it's 30 feet away.
Well aware, Delaware.
Oh, yeah.
Nurse friend convinced right now that eating food is the biggest determining factor for your overall health. And that his take was that we've been being taught of, workout, fitness, that, your genes. It's not your fault. It's your parents.
Yeah.
It's the food that you're eating over spans of decades.
It is really. And, and again, the stuff that's the easiest to eat, I think the number one deliverer of fat to your system, the single most efficient way to get as fat as you can possibly get is eating potato chips. I believe if you look, that's the number one cause of obesity when you look at it through kids is the consumption of potato chips is a really, really bad one.
They're high in calories, not that much nutritional value.
Carbs, salt, fat.
Yeah.
Carbs, salt, fat. They fry them in oil. They're full of carbs and salt. Literally one of the worst things you can put in your body.
What about if you get them baked, hot shot?
Yeah, still bad. Soda, one of the next worst things you can put in your body.
And I just want to throw this out here before we get out. I don't want to go ahead and bring up all of these things and not have some sort of a solution because I started eating better. I'm not great at it. I ate like 5 cookies today. But my goal is now for every week, and I invite anybody out there who's struggling with food, 1 day a week. If you can go 1 day a week, then you might be able to get to the next week.
I'll give you another little thing, too. Try to get fish as a protein into your diet once a week. Try to get fish into your diet once a week somehow. And that's not frying it, grilling it, baking it, sauteing it, whatever. I eat more fish now than I've ever. Matter of fact, can I tell you, I haven't had a steak in a restaurant this year.
Hell yeah.
No, one.
Yeah.
When I took my father-in-law to Texas Roadhouse before we went to the Steve Martin show.
Right.
That's the only steak I've had this year. I just had fish for lunch yesterday. I'm eating more fish than ever. Love it.
If you can have a good, healthy day one day, guess what? You just started.
That's right. 407-916-1041. Back in a second. Let's load them up for last call, guys. All lines are open. 407-916-1041.
Real radio is the news junkie.
If I had top secret classified documents and a Corvette, and I pick up a nice young lady for a date, and she's like, "Oh my gosh, you've got a Corvette." If her pants aren't already unbuttoned, I go, "Hey,
hit the glove box.
Why don't you hit the glove box?"
The news junkie. Weekdays at 11 on Real Radio 104.1.
This weather report is brought to you by Mills Air.
I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Brooks Garner with your Fox 35 Central Florida forecast. On this Friday night, we'll have a couple of downpours around. Our low temperature 70 degrees. Tomorrow, the high 85, but watch out. There's a 60% chance it's likely of afternoon thunderstorms, torrential rains, and frequent clouded ground lightning possible. On Sunday and Monday, a 50% chance for afternoon storms, highs in the mid-80s. So keep an eye to the sky if you're outdoors. For the Fox 35 Storm Team, I'm meteorologist Brooks Garner.
This report is sponsored by STEM.
Humans can do a lot of amazing things. Fighting bugs? Ew, a bug, get it! Isn't one of them. STEM is powered by active ingredients found in plants to fight off bugs safely and effectively when used as directed. STEM, rooted in nature, optimized by science.
You want to lose some weight, start grilling your food. There you go. That'll certainly help you. And you can do that at Tools Ace Hardware because they have all the best brands in grilling and outdoor cooking for sure. Traeger, Big Green Egg, Weber, Napoleon Grills, Uni Pizza Ovens, and now you can check out that brand new Traeger Flat Rock Griddle now in stock. Most Tools Ace Hardware locations. And let's talk about Father's Day. Let's talk about blowing it up for Father's Day. You get Pop one of these crazy new Flat Rock Griddles from Traeger, and he will lose his mind. Propane powered, it'll open up an entire world of griddling, frying, steaming, sauteing, delivering that innovation and premium quality Traeger is known for, and even better, previous model Traeger Timberline pellet grills, now $700 off while supplies last. And it's easy, too. Just visit one of their 12 Central Florida locations or shop online at acehardware.com. Get that free assembly and local delivery on grills $3.99 up. It's Tools Ace, the backyard place.
Do you find yourself stuck in a timeshare? Get the real facts about the timeshare industry and your options for cancellation. Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, has put together a free information guide that reveals the secrets the timeshare industry doesn't want you to know, including the 5 ways to get rid of your timeshare. Call now and get this timeshare cancellation guide absolutely free.
Call 800-334-2266. That's 800-334-2266. 800-334-2266.
Life is full of ifs. If you see potential in every day, if you push for that promotion, and even bigger ifs like if you say, I do. If you can cash flow like a pro and get paid up to 2 days early, if you can safeguard against surprises and supercharge your savings, the if in life becomes less iffy. Regions Life Banking makes it possible. If you're interested.
Let's talk about the if in life. Regions Bank, embrace the if in life.
Regions Bank, member FDIC.
To everyone who craves a fresh meal made just for you, let our team member Jacob share what's special about Culver's.
In Wisconsin, our food comes from the heart, and taking the time to handcraft your meal with care is how we've always done it at Culver's. It's why your Butterburger doesn't touch the grill until after you order, so every bite is hot and juicy every time. Because we love making you a burger that tastes exactly how it should.
Come to Culver's and let us serve you a Butterburger, made special just for you. From Wisconsin with love. Welcome to Delicious. To everyone who craves a handcrafted treat, let our team member Sephora tell you about a Culver's favorite.
We make our thick and creamy fresh frozen custard in small batches all throughout the day. And we mean all day, every day. From our supremely rich shakes and concrete mixers to our freshly scooped dishes and cones, we handcraft every bite to pure perfection. Making you a sweet treat with care is the best part of my day.
Come to Culver's and get a taste of our fresh frozen custard.
From Wisconsin with love.
Welcome to Delicious.
I'm back! And look at all the fresh from Florida produce I brought home. You have heard of Fresh from Florida, right?
Fresh I have.
That's refreshing to hear.
Fresh from Florida produce is fresh as fresh can get.
And if we're going to freshen up daily meals, it's refreshing to know that locally grown Fresh from Florida produce is available year-round.
Well, that's a breath of fresh air. Got anything else?
I'm fresh out.
Look for Fresh from Florida where you shop. Learn more at followfreshfromflorida.com.
So, you finally have some time to yourself.
Even if it is just the car ride home, it's you time. And look at you. Do not disturb set before you even got in the car? Impressive. You've earned this moment to just chill and drive. This break is brought to you by Target Zero and the Florida Department of Transportation.
If you're the victim of a car crash, never rush to settle with the insurance company, and never settle for just any attorney. Demand Anajar and Levine. Focus on getting better and let us take care of everything else. Our experienced team will get you the maximum compensation you deserve. Call me, Mark Anajar, at 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733 for a free consultation. And take back control of your life. In Office Orlando.
When you open your hopper, you don't fill it with just any hardwood pellets, right? You fill it with Kingsford 100% hardwood blend pellets. Made right here in the USA with North American ingredients and a 100% natural hardwood blend, Kingsford pellets can be used on any pellet grill and add delicious smoky flavor to any meal. Kingsford's the name you trust for the low and slow cooking you crave. So look for Kingsford 100% hardwood blend pellets. Kingsford.com.
If you ever need our help, we're just a call away. There's only one Morgan & Morgan.
So apparently Facebook is still a thing? Search gym members and join our group.
Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show, Real Radio 104.1, 407-916-1041. Text us, 77031. Actually, we have all lines open for last call. You guys are slacking. Get your crap together. 407-916-1041. Grab one of those lines, all five open. We'll get out of here in just a couple seconds for last call. Welcome back. I am Jim. Deb is here.
Hello.
Jack is here.
Good evening.
Ross is here.
That's true. You pumped up for the weekend, big dog?
I am, man. I got a lot of stuff I want to do. Tomorrow, let's see. What are we doing tomorrow? What am I doing tomorrow?
Aren't you burning something?
No, hold on. I got something to do tomorrow. I forgot what it was.
It was your son coming over so you can work on your car.
Yeah, I'm working on the car. I got to get it running. My little John boat. I think we're selling my John boat. I got somebody coming to check out my John boat tomorrow morning.
Your JB.
My JB. Trying to get rid of it. We bought it. No time. My wife just got a different, different job. She's got the same job, but more responsibility. So we have less and less time to do anything. You know, I thought as with the kids got out of the house, I thought life was supposed to be way easier. And it is not.
We were talking
not at all.
We were talking about, making plans, about the poker game. It's like, oh, you have to get a month's heads up availability. And I remember, it wasn't that long ago, where I didn't need a month availability to do something.
Oh, yeah.
I just remember going like, hey, what are you doing tonight?
Right.
And then they would go 9 o'clock here. I'd be like, straight, I'm there.
Yeah. I remember just being able to call a restaurant a couple days in advance and go, hey, I'd like to come out. You can't, man, listen, in Orlando, any of the restaurants of note, you got to be like 2 weeks in advance. And God forbid, I booked my Valentine's Day dinner January the 3rd and still had to take a later time. 2.5 months or 2 months or a month and a half in advance, and still barely got in there. All right, 407-916-1041. One line open for last call. Grab that now. How about you guys? Anything sexy this weekend? I know, Deb, you're going to the big monster event tonight.
I'm going to stop in and just say hi.
You're going to pop in and say hey?
Yep. And
so
then
what's going on? Just kind of just make sure they're behaving themselves?
Well, exactly.
Going to mom them up a little bit?
I'm going to go there, actually show support for my man who's, helped set the event up.
That's right, yeah.
And then tell the guys to break a leg for
Yeah,
their
by the way,
event.
your boyfriend or your husband, fiance. I'll get it right in a second.
That's okay. You can call him my husband for all intents and purposes.
Yeah,
You hit it with the trident right there.
I know.
He is the manager, the events manager for Mount Dora.
Yeah, he's the cultural and events director. Yeah. So he runs that theater that they're having it in the Mount Dora Music Hall.
I can't run a city.
Okay, hold on. You can't. Listen, if we play golf this weekend, we're gambling.
All right.
Okay, because you've been talking a little bit of smack and you've been playing pretty well, right? You shot like 75 this morning at Metro West. So
73.
It's not a 73.
Yeah.
You shot one over today?
Yeah, I went 35-38.
Did you really?
Yeah, one mully, which was kind of a mully, but whatever.
And what tee was that?
That's where you get me.
Okay, so listen, we're going to gamble. We're going to play for the, I think for the men play where we play from. So gamble, buddy. We're going to gamble.
Well,
and I'm going to take your money.
Maybe dubs. I'm still 10 up. I won the last blast bet.
What last blast bet?
The last.
I will pay you the 10, but we're not rolling those bets over into the other bets. It didn't happen like that.
You owe him 10 for it's the weather bet you made before you went to Palatka for your golf tournament when you said it wouldn't get cold again. This was the last blast.
He's so good.
He's debbing me.
And so it got cold Friday. That was supposed to be it. Then it got warm Saturday, but then it got cold Sunday
But we
again.
never set the parameters.
Yeah.
We never set the parameters.
kinda
we
did.
did.
I don't think we did.
Yeah, we did.
Pretty strongly
Yeah.
documented.
Can you spell parameter?
I can bring up the show right here.
PARAMETER.
Okay, maybe so. Deb, who do we have to thank today?
This was my brain right there. Parameter.
We want to thank Corona Cigar Company. Don't forget to check out their great new package deal.
Oh, yeah,
Great
that's right.
gift for Father's Day.
By the way, that's the humidor, the 7 premium cigars, the cutter, and the torch lighter for only $104.10. Maybe the best deal we've ever offered for Embers only. I'm going to be dead honest with you. The pack of cigars alone would be that much money.
Hello, Father's Day.
Exactly, Father's Day.
One of the, if not the best Father's Day gift you could get.
We also want to thank Sean Sloan with Winn-Dixie and their work with Folds of Honor. Definitely want to do your grocery shopping there until June 20th and help that out. Fayez Cara, the restaurant critic for the Orlando Weekly. Candace Rich with her Rich Tips. And speaking of Candace, she, along with Sam Bowen, for running our YouTube chat. And one more time, happy birthday, Candace.
Absolutely. Jack? Jack?
Yeah, we do have a Twitter poll, and the question that we posted.
Yeah.
It was a doozy. The question was, which is worse? Picking your scabs or cleaning your ears with your car keys?
Okay. It's picking scabs 100. 100% picking scabs.
Actually, in the gym members page, it came up as a dead tie between
That's disgusting.
those two. And then someone else added another category, said both are gross.
Yeah, both are gross.
That is split evenly. But if we go to the page on the YouTube chat where we invite people to play there, again, it's pretty close, but keys in the ears has a slight edge of 54% of being worse.
You're telling me that picking an open scab that could bleed is worse than just scratching your ear with a key?
Oh, imagine
you people
telling-
need to check yourself. That's what you need to do. You need to check yourself. You're gross. It's gross.
And then any more, Jack?
That's going to be it.
Ross, stand up.
Yes, it's going down June 15th. I'm going to be at the Improv with my friend Dwayne.
Very good. All right, let's get to it. Scott, last call.
Hey, guys. So I own an IT business in New Orleans. I was on site today putting some phones in for some customers, and I walked back to the little work area I'm working in, and everyone's laughing. And what were they laughing at? My Jim Colbert Show mouse pad.
Yeah, thanks, buddy. I appreciate that very much. Legendary.
Yes, it is.
Mike, last call.
Hey, so there's this guy, right? He's got a fake eye, but his fake eye isn't glass. It's made out of wood, right?
Right.
So he's really self-conscious about it and everything. And he's at this dance one night, and he's looking around. And he happens to notice this young lady. She's standing over there kind of in the corner, kind of like a wallflower. And he can't help but notice that she's got a cleft palate. And he's like, well, I bet she's self-conscious about that, too. Maybe we have something in common, you know? So he walks over and, hand out, palm up, says, ma'am, would you like to dance with me? And she looks up with her big doughy eyes, and she says, would I? And he says, hey, hey, hey.
Oh, God. Linda, last call.
Hey, everybody. Hope you're doing okay, and that you have a great weekend. I was going to suggest a documentary. I think you can find it on Amazon Prime, Peacock, maybe Vudu. Some of you have Apple TV. I don't know if it's on that or not. It's called Eating Our Way to Extinction.
Eating Our Way to Extinction.
Eating Our Way to Extinction.
All right.
Kate Winslet narrates it. Sir Richard Branson is in it. Let me think of who else.
That's okay. We'll get it. Check it out.
Tony Robbins.
Thank you very much, Linda.
Yeah,
Appreciate that
thank you,
heads
Linda.
up. We'll check it out for
Great
sure.
recommendation.
Yes.
Yeah.
Brian, last call. Take us home.
Hey, Cam, Jan, Jimmy, it's the Real Man Roofers.
All right, buddy, what's going
on?
We're heading down 441 to go down to see Russ and crazy everybody else down there tonight.
Yeah, buddy, listen.
It's
It will
gonna
be
be
crazy.
crazy.
You mind yourself. Be a good boy down there, okay?
Yeah, last time we were down there is when we saw you guys down there. So we've been working so much out in the villages, we haven't had any time to do anything. So,
Well, buddy, get them nail guns up, get them going, and have a drink on me, Carl.
yes, sir.
All right, buddy, we'll see you then.
Have fun.
All right, man. Let's get out of here for sure on the weekend. Hey, look, everybody have a good, safe weekend. We'll see you Monday for sure. On behalf of Deb, Jack, and Ross, I am Jim. We follow the News Junkie. They follow the Monsters in the Morning. After us is Tommy Dan with the Corporate Time, a Bungalow in the Bus. What the hell is Angel listening to? And, of course, Sunday, it's Sunday Morning Coming Down with the legend Joseph Martins. And you can listen to Real Music Weekends all weekend long. We'll see you Monday for more of the Jim Colbert Show. Until then, have yourself a fabulous weekend.
Bye.
Oh, Lord. A Corporate Time with